Right, ladies and gentlemen, as I choke right here at the start of the stream, how are we all going today? Okay, so this is a bit of a test stream. I think everything's coming through all right at the moment. First time streaming on YouTube with this new setup. I think I've only actually streamed on YouTube 2 or 3 times, so I'm hoping this is working fine. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me correctly. So for a bit of a test stream at the start, I didn't want to do any of my current ongoing series on the off chance that everything goes tits up and doesn't actually work and we end up losing an entire stream. So just the mic here. So what we're going to do instead is have a bit of a mess around on MercTech. I'm going to start up an entirely new campaign, crank up the difficulty a little bit, and we are going to wander about in a heavily modded version of Mechwarrior 5 and blow some stuff up. Hey, Somerset Housecal, how's it going today? Not sure if it looks like, it looks like chat's not actually popping up on stream here, although this is going to be on YouTube, so the side chat should be on the replay, so that is good. My bitrate's up and down a little bit here as well. Hopefully that sorts itself out and doesn't turn into a shit show for you guys. We will see what happens. You gotta love Australian internet. I'm not entirely sure whether or not this is YouTube, whether or not this is my connection. I just don't know yet, so... fun stuff. Alright, starting off with Timothy Seals there, right at the start, as always. I love his remaster of all the Mechwarrior tracks. And perfect start for this one. Although I am going to go into options here, and there is a lot of them with MercTech installed on. I might go through them all a little bit later. And just get a little bit of the Mechwarrior 5 soundtrack going in the background. Because the Mechwarrior 5 soundtrack is actually one of the better parts of Mechwarrior 5. Working from this end, excellent. Alright, hey Mags, glad I caught this before going to sleep. Well, welcome, although don't lose too much sleep over it. This is a test stream. I'm fully expecting this to go tits up before the night is over, so... G'day, a questionable question. Be prepared for the new DLC to ruin some saves. Oh, I'm prepared for the new DLC to completely screw everything. Thankfully, we sort of know this is going to be the last DLC, so at least the MercTech team after this, they can work with the mod and hopefully just update around it and everything should be fine after that. Audio and video are great. Hopefully it will stay that way. So, couple of things with MercTech for those who haven't seen it before. It is essentially a full overhaul of Mechwarrior 5 in the same way that the Bex mod that I'm running for the Battletech series is a full overhaul of Battletech. It changes a lot, and I have a whole bunch of subsidiary mods, or associated mods, Hellfire and Brimstone being one of them, attached in as well. So there is a short mod list in the video description underneath this for anybody who's curious. It changes a lot. We've got changes to the way the AI works, which is great because the AI is dumb as shit, to put it bluntly, in Mechwarrior 5, so we overhaul that. We're overhauling how all the mechs work. The mechs now actually have ammunition that has to be moved and reloaded in between battles. There are a few bugs in the way that MercTech actually operates, and a few little quirks on how it functions, but for the most part it seems to be fine. So, first things first, I'm actually going to let you guys... I have a MercTech career already set up. We're going to start from scratch. We're going to run up entirely new... Actually, I don't want to... Yeah, I want a new career, not a new campaign. So we're actually going to let you guys sort this one out. I do love that they've got Hurt Me Daddy in there. We are going to be Iron Man. I'm going to select a couple of these preset. The main thing I want you guys to select is exactly where the hell we're going to start in the inner sphere, because we have some options on where we're going to start. Ammo management I want on. Enforce weight balance. If enabled, all non-hero mechs must maintain their weight in each location. Yeah, no, that's bullshit. We don't want that one. Weapon degradation. Yeah, no, we can leave that off. Weapons convergence. No, we can leave that off. The mechs are meant to sort of auto-converge. Shielding skills. Enabling to have shielding skills applied during combat. No, we don't want that. Physical combat, yes. Starting year. We have some options here. We can go up to 3139. When do you reckon? When do you guys reckon? When should we start? Dead meat. I can audio issues. I can hear you closely. That's a problem. Well, I can't solve everything, mate. So 3015 is before any of the new tech started showing up. 3025 is when the BattleTech campaign is based. 3034 is St. Ives, I believe, which is the rebellion down here in Marek space. 3039. I can't remember the main event for 3039. 3049 is Clan Invasion. Oh, we'll come back to that one in just a second. Starting lance type, light, yes. Damage model, MercTech V2. Yes, we want MercTech V2 because that's the advanced damage model. Global damage modifier, 100%. Enemy damage modifier, 30%. Yeah, we'll leave that as standard. Ammo multiplier at 3, limp speed at 15 kilometers an hour. So we'll leave those stock. Marek space 3034 size, 3057. Yeah, 3057 we're going to miss the clan invasion though. That's the thing, and I really don't like going past 3049 because I would like to actually hit the clan invasion in one of these. 3034 St. Ives. Alright, you will do 3034 St. Ives and we'll start in Marek space. That sound good to everybody? And then we're actually going to be sort of in the campaign area for down here, which should be interesting. Iron Man on. Yeah, the shielding skills essentially add. That adds like a bonus damage absorption to parts of mechs. I find it annoying. Mechs don't have energy shields, and it makes them feel like they do. Yeah, we'll run with that. So we rerunning at standard damage. The AI gets a 30% damage increase. Ammunition modifier is at 3 where it should be. Limp speed, yeah, that works. Alright, career mode is an open-ended sandbox experience. Yes, it is. Import campaign data. It's recommended that you start a brand new company when starting a career mode campaign. Nope, we're going to start a new career. Yeah, 3034 Marek space. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. And worst comes to worst, we're going to have the option to speed through a little bit of time here. So we can get up to the clan invasion. Although I'm not sure if we'll get into it on this stream, but we'll see how this goes. So hopefully it works out well. But I am very fond of MercTech. It does include... there's a little bit of clunk to the way it operates, but it's a mod. It's never going to be perfect. But I do like what it does to Mechwarrior 5. The only issue is there are still a few mods that I also like. A couple of audio overhauls that it's not compatible with. And there's a really good mission mod set that adds bonus missions. Actually, the mission set that you saw, Dead Meat, God, I'm now having a massive brain fart here at the moment. The ones you saw me streaming not too long ago, or streaming with Dead Meat not that long ago, with Bogroll and the rest. That was actually using a custom mission set, and that's not compatible with MercTech, unfortunately, and that really sucks, because that's a really good mission set. Thankfully, we do have VonBiomes, which is one of the mods that I'm running, that adds new maps, which are definitely needed. God, I wish the mod would actually add some more of these, though. Like, these are some really, really bad icons. I guess. Yeah, we're going to be starting in Marek space, so that kind of works. Yeah, I'll just leave it at Phoenix Company too. It's not like it matters too much in Mechwarrior 5. Alright, so first things first. Wherever we are, there is a rare crab available, which we cannot afford it. Well, actually, no, we can afford it. 5.9 over 6.0. We could buy that straight off the bat, but first let's see what mechs we've been given. Alright, so we have a fire starter, we have a Raven, which is interesting. We have a Stinger, which you would have seen pop up constantly on the Beck streams that I've uploaded so far. A Wolfhound, which actually looks really different. I don't like the 3D model of the Wolfhound here all that much. That's deviated a little bit too far from the original Wolfhound model. It kind of looks like a mini Panther here. Yeah, not super fond of that, but that is the Wolfhound. Spider, looks like we got a second Wolfhound. We got a B model. What is the difference between these two? I'll have to check. 2 Ravens. I still need to install a new graphics card. Yeah, they're still expensive at this point. The unprofessionals feel miffed. As I said, I'm not sure whether or not this is going to last. This is more just a hopefully all this works, and if this works, we might try and stream Skyrim tomorrow. Sometimes just like to leave the game on the Leopard's bridge screen over a planet and chill. If I do that, I'd rather do it in BattleTech. And if you sit back in BattleTech and you're watching the Argo in orbit, you'll actually see the Terminator go past as it orbits itself around the planet, and the planet rotates underneath. It takes a long time because it happens in real time, but there is actually a full animation for it. So I prefer watching that one. The bridge in this is... The bridge here with the planet, it's not great, although I see what they were trying to do with it. If anybody can remember back to Mechwarrior 2 Mercenaries, if you ever played that one, it had a very similar thing going on with its menu system, where you sat in an office, and the office was, obviously the resolution here, we're talking 640 by 480, this was a long time ago, 800 by 600 at top, so the resolution was much lower. But it was sort of like this fixed overlay, like animated overlay, where you were sitting in an office on the... I can't remember the name of the planet now. It's the Wolf's Dragoons, like the main mercenary planet. God, I can't remember the name of it. But it's your home office there. And to access the menus, you clicked on the various screens that were around your office, and the window outside actually gave a shot into a mech hangar and then a shot outside of it, and you would occasionally see dropships taking off and landing. Occasionally the silhouettes of mechs would just march past, like you're sitting in the back hangar on a really busy spaceport. That was a much better idea. That worked a lot better than this, I think. Alright, so we've got a couple of good ones. The Ravens are good. Ravens are always good, although we're a little light on armor. The Firestarter is basically the heaviest combat mech we've got here. Although the Wolfhounds aren't terrible. Large Laser Thunderbolts, Defiance, 210, 210. Wolfhound 1, Wolfhound 1B. I'm not actually seeing a difference. Oh, wait. Okay, so the secondary weapon slots on the B has 2. Otherwise, there's no real difference. Yeah, that's an odd secondary configuration there. Oh, I'll have to experiment and see. Otherwise, weapons-wise, it seems to be exactly the same layout, same armor layout overall. But those shouldn't be too bad. A little light on armament, but they are large laser equipped. The spiders are spiders, as always. Outreach. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, the hangar was based on Outreach. Because your entire mercenary company in that one was based completely out of Outreach, and you would travel from Outreach to whatever location you were actually operating in, and then come back. Outreach being the major hub during the clan invasion, and Mechwarrior 2 Mercenaries was based during the clan invasion. Alright, so we need missions more than anything else. So, system map, let's see what we've got. basically bugger all. Okay. Star map. I hate how it always gives you these bloody pop-ups. Now, we did not start where we wanted to. Okay, there's Merrick Space. There's St. Ives. We are well out of the area. So this is where the St. Ives Rebellion is actually taking place at the moment. So we have some travelling to do. Mary's Truth. Alright, so we have a multiple mission operation. Warzone contract and a raid contract there. Beachhead, multiple missions and a demolition contract. Aura has an two assassination contracts and a beachhead. Just trying to work out the best way to go to start heading down in the right direction here. Demolition, beachhead. We've got a black market available and a canteen available here. Assassination contract. I think heading towards Bora might actually be the best option, and then we can drop down into Capella as we're cutting through. So Kafing is going to be our first destination to travel to. It's going to cost us 100,000 off the bat, but that's fine. It's flavor mags. In lore, the one had a rear-facing medium laser. The 1B stripped it to the front. Here it's just an extra slot. Ah, that will explain it. Cool. Yes, I sometimes forget, since I don't actually play, well, I never really played the tabletop. I've only had a chance to read the rules and look at all the rest of the stuff, but I've never had anybody to play it with, that some mechs actually do have rear-facing weapons. But that will explain it. Thank you very much for that one. Alright, so missions in the area. So we want to start working for Marek, because I like Marek. The means of production, difficulty level 38. Burner caffeine, producing steel and among other things, mech armor, go and destroy it, make sure there's nothing left to rebuild it from. This contract contains multiple missions. A multi-mission from the start might be a bit rough, especially considering I haven't tested these mechs at all. Disarm the dissidents. It's during an ash storm targeting House Merrick. That's not ideal, but at least it's not for the Capellans. Single mission, difficulty 26, so it's a little bit easier, just as a warm-up. That might be the go. 25% bonus payouts. Yeah, we'll go with this one. We'll go with this one. We can make appeasement to Marek later. So for the moment, we're going to want a bit of cash. Although salvage shares is probably going to be the more... Oh, they're actually giving us quite a lot here. So 2 million, that should cover. And we're getting 25% bonus on salvage shares. Whether or not... And we're getting a hazard pay. So this is a VonBiomes map. We'll go with that.
The nasty weather means your visibility will be limited out there and have adverse effects on your sensors.
Alright, I do not want the fire starter in this configuration. In fact, I don't want most of the... It's probably still one of the best armored mechs we've got here. Now, I'm taking the Wolfhound. We'll bring Wolfhound 1. I will bring the Wolfhound 1B. We'll throw the fire starter into the third slot with one of our Ravens. That will do. Now, I need a combination of energy weapons. So 4-6, 5-6, 5-8.
Mum, Dad, look at me now. Let's go hunting.
And
Probably
all was
you.
quiet on the galactic front.
What's the weapons configuration? We have 2 mediums, an SRM6, and a large... Okay, large laser. Fair enough. So we are going to want something that's energy, and we want somebody who's got some decent missile skills. Four, 7, 4, 8 over 6. Yeah, probably
Green
you.
across the board. Let's roll.
Alright, so no camo on them yet, but we'll take them out for a spin and see how this goes. So 2 Wolfhounds, 1 Firestarter, and 1 Raven. So how's the stream looking, guys? I can't see it at the moment. Everything's smooth, no major frame drops. Yeah, other than as Deadmeat pointed out, you unfortunately have to actually hear me.
Hangar doors open. Stand clear.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Destroying the Morg's industrial infrastructure will destabilize the opposition's grip on this region. Something our benefactors are willing to spend a great deal of sea bills to see done.
The VonBiomes and the environmental overhauls make a hell of a difference to how this actually looks. Smooth as silk so far. Stream's going fine on your end. Excellent.
I spy an enemy mech.
New target.
There's your target objective, Commander. Why don't you go over and
Hunchback straight off the
introduce
bat.
yourself?
Okay.
Battle mechs on approach. You're into a restricted area. If you do not immediately withdraw, we'll use all force necessary
Yeah,
to remove you.
Audio's levels seem actually kind of quiet here. Whoa. And it's going to take a little bit to cool down.
Target acquired.
We might have to force a shutdown here. Hello? There we go. Stable HD, no stutter. Excellent. I'm trying to watch 2 things at once here. Still running really high.
Acquired.
How's the game volume? It seems a little quiet on this end. Hit something to the side. Damn it. You're the little shit that's shooting me all the time.
Commander, I'm showing major damage to the target facility.
Hang on. Oh, no wonder. Just realised my melee attacks are actually tied through to my primary fire for some reason. Dodge, 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 dodge. Come on, guys. Hit the targets. Oh, these little shits are fast. That's better.
You've managed
anything at the moment.
This area is at its last legs, Commander. Just one final push, and then we can all go home.
Hit. Tank out of the way too while I'm at it. Okay, tank's out.
Target acquired.
Can't fire the guns without risking shutting down again, even though it's right there in front of me.
Heat critical.
There it goes. Rear armor's okay. I have to park behind the rock and actually gonna have to shut it
System
down.
offline.
Getting occasional stutters, but it might be my crappy phone. Volume seems fine to me. Weapons audio is good. The rest is a little low. Alright, I might have to retune the audio. The AI seems to be doing its job. I am doing bugger all here at the moment.
Target acquired.
What the hell? Oh, friggin'. I think we might be slightly out-tongued.
All power signatures gone. No one's going to be able to utilize this complex for quite a bit. Time to get out of here, Commander.
Alright.
Target is done.
Where is our evac? This way. Of course it's through all their mechs. Of course it is.
Positioning on you, Commander.
New target fire starter.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Keep coming.
Tango smoked.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
One.
Pow! One down.
Target destroyed.
Through to the helicopters. And we're overheating again.
Performing on you, Commander.
The AI is actually following and not engaging. Hopefully we don't lose them before we get to the dropship. It wouldn't be the Innisphere if every fight didn't evolve into a punching match. Yeah, I'd like to have actually shot the guns a couple of times too. I forgot the environmental heat. Environmental heat doesn't actually
Well done,
make that much of a
Commander.
difference in
Time to collect our
Mechwarrior
pay.
5 as standard. The volcano maps are actually not any hotter than any other map. It's all just an appearance. This mod set, MercTech, changes that. Anywhere where it's actually where it's hot, it is actually hot. Your mechs will overheat more readily. Same as in reverse. If it's nice and cool, the mechs will tend to run better, and essentially it adds all the environmental conditions that should have been present in the game from the first place that were not present. So that was a little bit of a shit show, but we did complete the mission, and it looks like everybody did manage to make it out. I'm going to have to retune the audio a little bit here, but we'll see how it goes. Now, something is very wrong. Those helicopters aren't jumping around. Well, to be fair, I'm not playing online, so that might be making a little bit of a difference. We did try and get these mods set up at one point. We are taking the Stinger because I'm going to need some stuff to start selling. We did try and get all the mods set up at one point. I think Dead Meat might have... I'm not sure if he managed to get them all set up. I know Bog was working on it at one point, but I don't know if he managed to get them set up. The Modding Mechwarrior 5 is actually a bit of a pain in the ass, unfortunately. So it's a little complex, and if you don't get all the mods lined up and functioning in exactly the right way, either it will not work at all or some weird stuff starts happening, which is the main reason why I'm sort of streaming solo tonight. I'm not sure where everybody's at, whether or not they're set up, and I didn't really have much time to ask. With the large laser, not fond of burst fires. The SRM4 might be useful. Now, I am grabbing all the ammo. Ammo here is actually really important because when you start using weapons that actually consume ammo, you do run out. It is entirely possible to get into a situation where you have weapons on your mechs you cannot supply ammo to. We're going to want the MGs because... and the machine gun ammo, because I'm going to be reconfiguring the Firestarter to an MG, just like I did in BattleTech. So we'll take... I might as well take... looks like we're taking the whole lot, actually. Yes, we are taking the whole lot, and there isn't enough salvage here to actually cover everything. And we took 92,000... yeah, okay, that works out. We're actually going to make a profit out of this one, once we've got everything repaired. Firestarter took a little bit of damage. I lost most of my armor, but brought the mech back intact. Second Wolfhound did okay. And the Raven's okay. So, yeah, that could have been a hell of a lot worse. Bog, can't get it to work properly. Yeah, it's the big thing. The mods themselves are fantastic, but actually getting the function is a pain in the ass. Alright, I am going to retool our audio settings here a little bit. Not sure why these are. We'll turn the whole thing up. We'll go up to 70. Voice, I don't mind being a little bit quieter. Yeah, we'll just turn that up a little bit as well. See how that goes. Right. So, little bit of repair work to do here. Everything should be all good. What are we after? 4 days to repair. 2. 18 days. That's probably my one, to be fair. And only 2 days. Yeah, I got my ass kicked a lot harder than the AI did. That's not surprising. This one, we're just going to let this one sit. I'm not going to repair the Stinger for a while because that's just going to be a sell job. That there's just a sell. Right. Advance the timeline through. We'll just let these all get fixed and I'll let the pilots all have a rest. 48 days to next payment due. Right, 1 million beachhead. 38 means production. 2 missions. We get a lot of salvage shares out of this. Recommended tonnage 230. I'm probably running missions that are slightly too heavy straight off the bat, to be honest, looking at this. Oh, 4. Two assassination contracts and a war zone contract. Well, we'll probably jump out for those. The assassination contracts might be a little bit on the easier side. At least we've only got one target to eliminate there. Although rating is 84. Do you need the DLCs to run these mods? The most up-to-date versions, yes, because they take advantage of some of the changes that the DLCs have put into place. But I believe the older versions, I'm running MercTech V2. I think if you get the original MercTech download, it doesn't require the mod. There's only one at this point, Kestrel Lancers. I wish it would let you use stock sounds. I wish it would still. I wish there was a compatible version of the sound overhaul we were using, Bog. I really do. I mentioned that right at the start. I wish they would have it have MercTech compatible with the sound mod. I also wish they'd have MercTech compatible with the mission mod that we were running as well, because the mission mod coupled with MercTech coupled with VonBiomes would be absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, they don't all play the game. That really needs to be worked on. Hey chat, Mags, hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, I'm doing alright at the moment, mate. Bloody sore neck. I'm not sure how I managed to damage my neck again. I have no friggin' idea how I managed to do it, but otherwise, doing well. Floating weapon VFX and existing sounds, non-existent. Spent a couple of hours trying to get it to work, and all the mod changes to many non-mechanic things for my taste. I'm done with it, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not to everybody's taste. I like what it does. I don't like how much screwing around it requires. They definitely need to streamline this a little bit. Alright, so all mechs are in order. We are probably going to have to jump. Is there anything else? Jumping into Sana would be nice, considering what Sana is, but difficulty's running 84, 77, 54. Yeah, we might just have to travel on. It's at 54. Let's go. Oh, I suppose we'll jump over. We'll jump to Sana and we'll see what's there. If there's nothing that's sort of within our range, we can just move on. It's not a major thing. Glad I could catch a stream for a bit. My 5-year-old wore me out today, so gonna get some sleep. Catch the upload later. Have a good night. Oh, you have a good night too. As I said, guys, this is just a little bit of a test stream for the night. I figured it was the lightest weight thing I could sort of run, have a little bit of fun with, chat with you guys, talk some shit, and see whether or not YouTube streaming is actually going to play the game. If it does, well, the next thing is to actually test something that's online, because there is a couple of things I would like to do. I would like to be able to stream Microsoft Flight Simulator, be able to chat to you guys while I'm flying around. That would be nice. I wouldn't mind streaming some War Thunder, but I'm just not sure how it's going to play on the RB servers while I'm live streaming. My ping can be unstable enough as it is. I don't know how it's going to react. And then obviously I was picking up the series that I've got running at the moment. I've got to release the rest of the Battletech VODs that I've got backed up at the moment. They'll be popping out over the next week. I might even be doubling it up, releasing some Battletech VOD and something like Cold Waters or something on the same day, just to get the series caught up. And we're up to streaming Skyrim at this point. So this is more of just an experiment for the night. And obviously a chance for me to actually get back into it. I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks at the moment, so I am a little out. Star map, well, we're good. That's not the part that I'm after here. System map. Right. Go. New transmissions. We've got the Legend of the Kestrel Lancers career now available, which is odd considering how far we're past that point in the storyline, but Fixed Cantinas now available. I suppose we accept that one. And everything's gone into there, so we'll head to Bora. was pleasantly surprised by this game. Played loads of Mechwarrior Online, so I was keen to give Mechwarrior 5 a chance. See, I never liked Mechwarrior Online. Me and Mechwarrior Online didn't get along, just because of the changes that were done, and I was never super fond of vanilla Mechwarrior 5. There's a lot of things that they got wrong, which I've talked about at length in other streams, so I won't get into that tonight. Alright, system map. Let's see what we've got here. Alright, level 39. Okay, that's doable. Payment's a little bit low. Difficulty is 39. 27. Alright, this is probably a little bit better for a warm-up. Alright, return to sanity. The ruler of Bora 3 rules with impunity, and their reckless decrees and actions have killed thousands of innocents. Yep, sounds like the Battletech universe. Engage and defeat the leader of the local military. Their downfall will allow a growing rebellion a fighting chance to successfully effect the regime change on Bora 3. Targeting House Davian. Okay, that's fine. Working for Marek, which is good. Duration is 10 days. It's a warmer biome, but not a fire biome. Looking for a Mars environment. Recommended tonnage 230. We're only going to get 15 salvage shares. I'm not going to pull much in the way of mechs out of this. No, we'll just leave that as is. We'll go full salvage. Full salvage. Alright, so same lineup. I'll run the Wolfhound. 2 Wolfhounds, Firestarter. I want to overhaul the Firestarter. I don't want to really use it while it's got Flamers. I'm not fond of the Flamers. But we need to get the rest of the gear for it. We'll run the Raven as well, so we'll leave that as is. This is actually not a bad starting lineup. I'm actually pretty happy with the starting lineup, all things considered. So if I do want to play the newest version of this mod, do I need both DLCs then? There's only one DLC for this at the moment, I think. It's the Kh0rns Lances DLC. The second DLC isn't released yet,
on the map. Once you neutralize them,
I don't
head
think,
to the evac point
unless
for
I've
extraction.
completely missed it. Right, so standard locate and kill target. But yes, for the moment you'll need the Kh0rns Lances DLC. Which, to be fair, I think at the moment... I'm not sure if it's dropped. Oh, okay.
Tango smoked.
It's in that position where it's old enough now that it'll regularly pop up on discounts. And the Kh0rns Lances DLC is actually pretty good. The Mechwarrior 5 default campaign is kind of trash, to be honest. The Kh0rns Lances campaign is significantly better than the default campaign. It's the campaign that Mechwarrior 5 should have had to begin with. Much better story, much more interesting missions, much higher difficulty level. The standard campaign, you can blindly wander through with no problems at all. The Kh0rns Lances campaign, if you're not paying attention and you're doing it at correct level with correct gear, it will absolutely kick your ass. Which is good. This is a good thing.
Kill confirmed.
Yep.
Falling in file formation, sir.
So, first checkpoint's up here on the left.
Looks like we got some bad intel. Our target is not here. Let's hope we have better
That
look
guy
at the other
popping up and
locations.
disappearing over and over again is getting annoying. Alright, so we're going to crater up and to the right.
Target acquired.
Boom! Dead.
2 helos left that are not engaging. They're just going into land over there. video
Looks
stream
like we're
stops
at
for
the
10 to
wrong
20
place,
frames
Commander.
every few
Our
seconds.
target must have given us the slip.
Okay.
Let's check out the
Is
other
that happening for
locations.
everybody?
Pow! One down.
I can't actually check right now. Oh, now Mechwarrior.
Locust. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Mech eliminated.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Oh, and we are over here.
Target acquired.
Lost wants us on that target.
Focus on that
Override
target, guys. I'm
engaged.
just doing a quick
System
shutdown.
offline.
Fine for me here. Crappy AU internet on my side.
Override engaged.
And something to our rear.
Target acquired.
One close, close, close.
Target destroyed.
There we go.
Systems with red lines. I need to eject.
Target
Gotcha.
destroyed.
Turn that override back off. I don't want to send the fission plant nuclear by overheating the mech and letting it continue to overheat. I'd rather have the safeties on.
Target acquired.
Using nuclear is an incorrect. It's a fission reactor, not a nuclear reactor in battle mechs. Stand on you. And we stand on you. And you.
Target is done.
And we miss one. It looks like we missed a couple of these. Just and that's that turret dealt with. They weren't active before. I'm sure they weren't active.
I'm detecting unidentified
so-
mechs in the area. Moving in to investigate.
Target acquired.
Right,
Target destroyed.
somebody's firing a Vulcan. Or a burst fire autocannon. Something around here is a burst fire autocannon still.
Target acquired.
Sounds like a goddamn A-10 going off. Torso's opened up.
Glowing reactor
Gotcha.
spotted.
Target acquired.
Very close.
Target
Gotcha.
destroyed. Heat critical.
We have to shut down again.
System offline.
Grab that
Ha.
one.
This thing needs more heat sinks. This thing definitely needs more heat sinks. It's almost worth pulling the large laser out and using the extra tonnage to fit a couple of extra heat sinks in it. Lose a little bit of firepower and range, but make up with it for more sustain. G'day bullet stop, how's it going? Don't worry about the fat fingers, mate. I have trouble with that
Enemy vehicle
all the
inbound.
time. Just ask anybody who's had a conversation with me
Target
on Discord.
acquired.
Alright, so that has to be our objective over there then. The moment, all mechs looking good, including mine, which is kind of amazing. I haven't taken too much damage. Not even going to waste the heat on this guy. We'll just stop.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
There they are, Commander. Take them out, and let's get the hell out of here.
We're taking hits.
Killed that walker.
Destroyed. Target acquired. New target, Urban Mech.
Engaging Commander's target.
What's it got? It's an AC-10. 110mm AC-10. And they got a heavy over there as well. Somewhat concerning. Oh, there's
Target
the
destroyed. Target acquired.
Gotcha. Let's
Jaeger
do
mech.
this.
Jaeger mech next, guys. Get the Jaeger mech. As you can see, for anybody who's played Mechwarrior 5 and knows how the AI normally performs, you can see the difference here. They're actually almost competent.
Keep critical. System offline.
Power it down again. 3 tiny stutters on my side. Anybody else? Not even a half second per stutter, and the sound was fine. No, and I'm running DCS Apache while listening. The stream is good to go. Looks like we're getting a lot of a mix here. I'm not sure if this is a... This is actually a connection issue on my end or a YouTube thing. We'll have to check it out in post, I guess. Get in on this Jaeger mech. And we're taking some pretty significant damage on all the mechs now. This guy's going to get cracked. Got him. Oh, okay, that's bad. That's bad. That's all bad. Yeah, I might have to override that one. Being on the ground in front of a cataphract weighing a autocannon arm Kirby lays into me is just not good for my health. Come on, let's break off that gun of yours. Oh. I think things are not working quite right at the moment.
Form up on the commander.
Gonna have to shut down and get our huddle back up. Hopefully the rest of them survive that. It's 2. Firestarter's still up and the Raven's still up at the very least. No sign of the Wolfhound just yet.
Hostile spotted. Engaging.
Nice. Alright, right arm is Cactus.
Mech scrapped.
Yeah, the Cataphract is the target.
Critical damage. That target is ours.
Yeah, I didn't need that large laser. Well, it's going to solve some of my heat problems at the very least. Now, you need more heat sinks, also a more competent AI scares me. Well,
Right leg gone.
the AI was really terrible.
Out on the way to Xville.
acquired.
Yeah, we just lost the other wolfhound. The AI was really terrible, so... Damn it, just too many guns. Hang on. Yeah, we'll do these. 1, 2.
Lost a big chunk there.
Come here. 3. Right. There's some guns on the field.
Right torso destroyed.
Hit Ravens out. Whoa! And the AI just goes and pulls a DF8. Although he's nowhere near the tonnage to actually make that work. Oh, don't hit him, man. No, Ford armor's more. Shit. Disengage. Why a cataphract? This is supposed to be a relatively easy mission. And it's a freaking cataphract. Oh. Shut down.
System offline.
God damn it. Hopefully our fire starter stays alive for a little bit longer yet, otherwise it's just us left over. Somehow I don't think we're going to make enough money to cover this. Oh, shit. And there goes our wolfhound.
Defensive support.
And the fire started knackered.
New target cataphract.
Yeah, this mission is kind of ridiculous. Jesus. Oh, there we go. Now I know. And there goes the fire.
Dispatch recovery teams immediately. Commander, do you read me?
Nope, that was a total loss of the entire lance. Jesus Christ, everything on that mission was fine. And then a fucking cataphract. Holy shit. What an atlas. Well, that's caused us some slight issues. Well, there you go, Dempsey. You always like seeing me get blown up once. There you go. Yeah, that was total annihilation of the entire lance, and we get nothing for it because that was mission failure. So we do not get paid, we do not get any recovery, and we took 9 million in total damage, which means we do not have enough money to repair our mechs. Yeah, all pilots are incapacitated. Mine's down for 89 days, 100, 105, 85 or 89 for the Raven pilot. I suppose I can look at it this way. At the very least, they didn't die. We only have 6-4. We have 4 mechs remaining over, but it's 2 spiders, a Raven, and a Stinger, which is kind of shit. That went well. Yeah. Well, it was going perfectly fine. The tonnage was exactly what I expected. The Jaeger mech was a little surprising. I thought that's a little bit heavier, but that's fine. We can take down a Jaeger mech. And then a fucking cataphract. Yeah, There's not much I can do when a cataphract is on the table. Alright, so, what is destroyed on this? Virtually everything. The sparing Marianne machine guns are gone. The flamers are destroyed. All the optics, life support systems, sensors, the cockpit, gyro, basically everything. Absolutely everything has been annihilated. Down to the ammo. That's everything in each and every one of those. There's nothing recoverable. Nope, nothing recoverable on any of them. Yet, that's an issue. One way or another, we're out until we can get everything repaired. So we may as well head on to Masterson. And at the very least, while we're there, in the industrial hub, it'll cost us a little bit less to get the mechs up and running. $150,000 to make the transfer. Yeah, I think when we rebuild those the Wolfhounds, I'll have to re-yank the large lasers out and fit a couple of extra. I think I get 2 or 3 extra heat sinks in them if I pull the large lasers and go for 4 mediums. And it's a rare assassin, 13 million, which we couldn't afford even if we wanted it. Right. Gonna cost million, 900,000, and a million. Be honest, I don't really want to use the Stinger. I'm not going to use the Stingers, so we're going to sell the Stinger. We'll sell that Stinger. And use some of the funds from the 2 Stingers to offset some of the repair costs here. Down to 2.9, so this isn't going to be a great start. Nice. That gets everything set. Now the main reason I wanted to stay here is because we have to do some loadout changes. Alright, so the large laser was completely destroyed, so that has to be pulled, which is fine, because we were going to pull that anyway. We after here. Medium lasers, what have we got? We have Defiance medium lasers, will fit. Focus lens was destroyed in that Defiance medium, so we'll pull that one. Equip a second one. So gear isn't necessarily completely destroyed in this one. You can see here with this mod, this Defiance medium laser, and the different brands on them actually do have slightly different stats and slightly different ranges and capabilities. So you can optimize your mech based on branding of medium laser. They're not all the same. It's most noticeable in the ballistic weapons. I'll go through them in just a second. But they're not always completely destroyed inside the mod. Sometimes they get damaged, and you can actually pull apart lower quality versions to get replacement parts that you can use to repair your equipment. So if you have, say, a 4-pip high level Lost Tech or Clan Tech piece of equipment, and it gets damaged but not destroyed, you might be able to yank apart some lower level gear to get the parts that you need to actually repair those pieces, so you don't lose them. You can also potentially upgrade gear as well. So on this one, we're up to 31 to 35. The armor is actually kind of maxed out on this. There's not a lot I can do with that. Goes 4 mediums. Yeah, that's about all I can do there, I think. Equipment-wise, that's jump jets, heat sinks. Single heat sinks, we'll put extra heat sinks in each leg. It's up to 33. So heat generation is down, cooling is up. I don't know, we got small. No, we'll stick to more heat sinks. We'll torso mount a couple. Yeah, we'll just go that way. Alright. So 6,010 days, which will be fine. We're going to transfer through. And we'll do the same on this one, because it looks like the large laser was destroyed. This one we lost both the mediums as well in the center torso. But the left and right torso weapons were fine. Cool. Limit to medium. Now, I'll try and... I think it's the last Defiance we've actually got. Yep, that's the last one. So the large laser here wasn't destroyed, it was damaged. So we're going to pull it out. Series arms. We've got 2. Yeah, we'll go for... Actually, we'll keep them the same. We'll put the series arms mediums in the center torso. And we'll mount the last Defiance in the arm. 31 again, and then we'll change heatsink wise. Extra heatsink in each of the legs. 1 in each torso to 35. Double check on armor. Armor is all good and maxed. So 18 days to overhaul that one. Raven and Firestarter. Oh, you're not in a good way. You are really, really not in a good way. Flamers in the center torso. All the jump jets. Machine gun there. Right, 1 machine gun survived. Let's get the ammo down to the legs, and we'll reload that up. The ER large. No, we want medium lasers. What have we got? Diplin. We sort of got a bit of a mix here. Diverse in the other one, I guess. Single heat sink. We got to replace all of the jump jets. Three jump jets on that side. I will check chat in just a second, guys. I'm just trying to work out how to put this thing back together in a way that's actually going to be useful. Right, ballistics, machine guns. Let's go. Machine guns, Sperry's. Got a fairly mixed bag. 2 MG100s. Right, so we'll mount That MG100 in the center, if it'll take it. No, it won't. Okay. Going on. Oh wait, yeah, okay, I see what's going on there. I can't do that build, but if they're not considered secondary weapon slots, they're considered energy weapon slots on this one. Damn it, I can't build the walking P-51 Mustang build. I can have the two MGs in the torso. I cannot mount the MGs, the secondary MGs in the arms, and I can't send them out the MGs in the center torso. Damn it, that kind of sucks. Alright, so what do we do otherwise? We remount flamers. Not super fond of that idea. Or we could pull the MGs completely, mount two medium lasers, and then heatsink the hell out of it. That might be the better option. Pull the MGs completely. We got single point martels. We'll put the martels in the center, which throws our heat generation through the roof. That leaves us on 31. $31.5. Can I get any more armor on this thing? Actually, I sort of can. Yeah, let's max out the arms completely. 31.94, 97. There's 32. Extra heatsink in each leg brings us up to 34. 17, although it's tempting to put the rest of it in, but we might just ram another heatsink into the cockpit or into the head. Alright, I think I might actually start driving the fire starter. So we got 4 medium lasers, 5 heat sinks, and 6 jump jets. Yeah, we might go with that one. 30 days to get that one functional. Now, last of all, right, the heat sinks were destroyed, so 2 heat sinks to replace, heat sink in the head to replace, and the large laser was destroyed. Now, I'm not going to drive the Raven. So I'm going to leave it in a fairly stock config. We'll throw... No, we won't throw the 2-point. We'll throw the single point Martel on the right torso. Its SRM's loaded out. That leaves it on 35. SRM 6 Harpoon. 2 mediums on one side. Alternate configuration options. Nope, we can leave that pretty much as it is. Alright, there we go. Now... we're at 2.3 million and all of our mechs are getting repaired. We have 3 backup mechs. We've sold 2 off. I think we've managed to recover. Now we've just got to find a place to make money because we're going to need it. Right. So, we're a Masterson at the moment and we need somewhere. Rare mech on the market there. Not too interested in that for the moment. I just want, we're going to raid contract, warzone contract, multiple mission operations, double raid. Two defense contracts. I don't like defense contracts. Demolition. Demolition could be fun. How's it going to take? 27 days. That's going to be most of the time needed to actually repair our mechs. 150,000. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't do the cantina. Ah well. Doesn't matter for the moment. We'll take the ride, we'll get a repair, well, we'll get some money, we'll see how this goes, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. Alright, system map. So, indirect assault. Mission operation 43. Alright, so technically higher difficulty level than what we were facing before, so hopefully it doesn't go tits up. Merrick is offering us danger pay here, 25% bonus. We are in a dust storm. Restricting sensor range and energy weapons, which is... that kind of sucks because we're fairly energy weapon heavy here. How many are they going to give us? We only get 4 pips. We can go to 18 on salvage shares. And we're going to get 600,000 even without. So yeah, no, we'll do that. And we'll see whether or not we can drag some mechs off the battlefield. Yeah, I'll find the next cantina to go
Weather conditions in the area will restrict visibility and have an effect on your sensors.
Ah, it's not ready yet. That's alright. 3 days. We're 3 days early. Cool. Alright, everybody's loaded up. Now I want to change. We're going to put the Wolfhound 1B. And I will take the Firestarter in its new config. Because that should be more heavily armoured. All pilots healthy. Right. Let's see if we can do this without getting our asses handed to us this time.
Nearly there, Commander. Approach the hidden object to pick it up.
I do like the pop-up that comes up here on the screen as well. This will actually change based on the equipment that you have on your mechs.
Reactor
I haven't
online.
shown this yet, but one of the parts about MercTech, you can actually change the armor loadouts and parts of the avionics, best description for it, but the sensor systems and so on board the mechs. And it will change what pops up on the screen there. That's a reflection of what systems are actually present.
From shredded myoma bundles.
Is this modded or vanilla? Never mind. MercTech. Yep, running a full MercTech list. I have a brief list of all the mods that are installed on, although I don't think it's complete, in the video description, in the stream description down under the video that you should be able to check. So it's MercTech V2. I'm running all of the Hellfire and Brimstone mods for visual effects, running VonBiomes.
Target destroyed.
Scrap that one. Our target is now marked. Go get him.
Target acquired.
Right, we need to get rid of that tank.
They've taken out our fuel reserves.
Ouch!
Vindicated.
Alright, yeah, we're not showing front indicator. I'm going to leave the video over there and deal with some of these guys first.
TridentZ unit taking enemy fire.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Goddamn javelins. All those SRMs.
Keep on tracking. They are hurt, but our contract calls you to wipe them off the face of this system.
fire here.
If you find the acquisition, just walk up to it in order to pick it up.
Right.
Integrity of this place is
Get the
down
Vindy.
to 50%. We're halfway there.
Watch out! Chemical tanks destroyed!
One down.
Heat critical.
Still
Just
overheating a
wee
little
bit
bit,
more,
although it's not that
Commander.
bad.
This complex is on the verge of collapse.
System
Do a
offline.
quick shutdown, let this cool off. Looks like the Vindy's just about had its arm taken off.
Right arm lost!
Well, this actually isn't all that bad. Heat-wise, this isn't all that bad. The heat system in MercTech is currently set up based on tabletop rules.
Target destroyed.
So heat generation on all weapons is a lot higher. This is actually pretty reasonable. Oh, you're shitting me. Really?
The facility's gone cold. All power signatures gone. No one's going to be able to utilize this
Call
complex
me,
for
come on,
quite
come
a
on,
bit.
come on. There's a
Time to
fucking
get out of
charger
here,
in the
Commander.
base.
Positioning
What
on
the
you,
hell
Commander.
is with these super heavy mechs? No, you don't shoot me with that shit. Yeah, we're not fighting that. That's death. That is death, and it is not required.
Following your footsteps, Commander.
Well, we've lost one of the wolfhounds. One of the wolfhounds got taken out by the charger.
You're clear to board
like.
at Mech Bay number 1. Welcome back.
Pump those cooling numbers up. Well, mech-wise, there's not much I can do with it at this point. That's about as cool as that thing's going to get, unless I get access to double heat sinks. God damn it, another one. Well, at least we got a reputation upgrade, but that's another mech down. And all we get is an urban mech for our trouble. So that's, damn it. Alright, so 250mm AC2s, 110mm AC5. We'll grab the extra ammo for the SRMs. 110. The ammunitions available is 105, so that doesn't actually correspond with either of those. Take the double tonnage of 50mm ammo and guess we'll grab the heat sinks. We're going to need the spares at the rate we're going through them. Now, charges have little pew pew plus normally. Yeah, it's not worth the risk with the tonnage we've got here at the moment. I mean, look, that's what happened to our Wolfhound. Pilot's now incapacitated for another 100 days, so that one's done. You saw what happened with the Cataphract in the last mission. The thing is, in this one, you have to remember, is it's not just my AI wingmen or lancemates that have been upgraded. The enemy AI is upgraded as well. They will shoot better and they shoot more accurately, and the difficulty settings we're running here at the moment, to compensate for the small amount of stupidity that's left in them when they've been retuned, all of their weapons are doing 30% more damage as well. So they hit harder. So even if they've technically got less weaponry on board, they'll actually still be more dangerous. Oh, alright, so nothing destroyed, just needs armor repairs, which is good. Same with the Raven. It needs ammo reloaded as well. And the other Wolfhound seems to be intact as well. The 1B, not so much. It was entirely cored out. So its armor's destroyed. The 110 engine is destroyed. All those weapons we mounted in the center torso destroyed. Most of the left arm's completely gone. Or it looks like the torso mounted laser survived at the very least. So that's going to be a switch out for one of the Spiders. We're not going to actually repair that one. We're just going to have to downgrade or deploy the second Raven. So I'm not going to bother fixing it. The Chargers only survive as melees with that gigantic engine. Well, yes and no. At their own tier, maybe. You gotta remember, the heaviest mech we have here is 35 tons. If a Charger decides to hit you, even if it is guns-wise, it's gonna hurt. It doesn't actually have to be heavily armed at this point. It just has to be heavily armored. More armored than we can kill it. At least reliably. Before it can kill us. And at this stage, that's exactly what they've got. So we're just going to have to let the mechs repair up, and we'll just have to switch one out. We'll also have to switch out a pilot. Nothing too major for the moment. So 2.7. It wasn't a total loss. We did pick up an urban mech out of that, so it is what it is. Wait, not star map, system map. Alright, so we have a mission, Pillage and Burn. Dust Storm targeting House Lau. Duchy of Endoran. Destroy the designated targets and grab any supplies you come across. Some caches are hidden and you'll have to search for them. Difficulty 43, duration 36, multiple mission operation. Yeah, no, we're not doing a multi-mission operation. I don't have the mechs for it. Right, so where to next? Multiple mission operations. 77, 54. 54's looking better. There are missions, demolition contract and a multi-mission operation. Alright, we'll do that one, and then we can jump on. The demolition contract's tempting. I'm not really keen on the multi-mission operations right away. 93. No. Let's see exactly what we're facing here. Alright, so 27, 3-mission operation. The difficulty level's right, at least for what we've got at the moment. 23, a block of flats. God damn it, has to be for Lau. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Independent workers are building settlements on the current planet. Hoping it will legitimize their claim in this world, deprive them of this notion as well as their structures. Harsh, but fair enough. We can get 18 shares. What do you mean it wasn't a total loss? We got an urban mech, you now have an urban mech. Game over, you win. Yeah, the memes are great until you've actually got to use them. I did do a test start on this. The first test start I did on this. Set a light lance, start in Steiner space. This was just to make sure all the mods are working. Checked my opening mechs, and it was a fire starter and 3 urban mechs. First mission I get into, the target objective is 6 kilometers away. And I've got 3 urban mechs. You have any idea how long that mission took? It was like trying to walk 3 awesomes across the map. It was just, not awesomes, annihilators across the map. It was just the slowest thing in the world. Right. Yeah, we should probably run the risk and go for 18 shares. We still need the other mechs. And so far... Oh, we need the money for repairs too. Alright, we'll go 12. We're just going to have to kick the teeth out of the mechs a little bit harder so there's less of them remaining. And hope that we can still salvage. So salvage shares 12, and we'll take 1.1 million out of the mission, and it is a demolition, so we've just got to take everything out. Alright, so same deal. I'm going to take the fire starter. Wolfhound 1. Wolfhound 1B is going to get pulled. Spiders are so light. Honestly, the Raven's the next best thing we've got. And we are going to change out for... probably you. Alright, so 2 Ravens, a Wolfhound, and a fire starter. About to say, could be worse, could be 3 Annihilators. Well, no, see, at least with the 3 Annihilators, you're moving across the battlefield in the same speed, but you're in an Annihilator. So you're willing to tolerate it. When you're walking across the battlefield and you're in a trash can, and your backup is trash cans, it's not quite as fun.
The nav point marked on your tactical display is the objective. We have been contracted to render the whole facility uninhabitable. I'll monitor your progress from the dropship and report when our employer is satisfied with the work. Target identified. Bring it down. Leave nothing left for them to salvage.
It looks like the AI is already getting into this. Oh, and speaking of Urbies, whoa, that is not an Urbie. What the hell was that?
Target acquired.
We have a Wolverine. That would be really nice if we could get a salvage job on that.
Keep on smashing.
Oh shit, I don't want to be in front of that auto cannon. Stop it. Ooh, ouch. And I think I just got punched in the face by the Wolverine. Stop it. Trash can.
The area is down to half capacity. Keep going.
Finally.
Target acquired.
Focus target updated.
Whoa, don't want to be. Ouch. Gotta say, the tank... Okay, he just wanted to drop in on us. The tank drivers here are really bloody brave, driving in the middle of a melee like this. How many stingers do they have? Another one down. Oh yeah, I've got the Cockpit Glass mod as well, so you'll notice I actually get like bullet holes and cracks and shatters. On cold missions, I'll get ice and frosting. On maps where it's raining, there'll be... shit. There'll actually be rain form up on the glass now. Damn it, damn it, damn it. At least the Wolverine's gone, but now we're going to get past the Spider and whatever the hell is else there at whatever else is engaging at distance. Wow.
Started.
Freak.
Target acquired.
Alright, yeah, alright. Time to go. Time to get out of here.
Target acquired.
Christ.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm just... Yeah, pulling it
Great
out.
showing, Commander. Our employers will be
I
pleased.
wouldn't call that great. But all 4 mechs are going to come out of this. And we hopefully got a couple of targets down that are actually worth the salvage pile. Hopefully they pulled that Wolverine apart a little bit. That would be really nice if we could drag that off the battlefield. So which heavy mech will it be this time? Look, a Wolverine I can deal with. Oh, and it's 14. God damn it. If I had taken 1 more point in salvage, I would have taken her. Instead, we get a fucking Stinger. Yeah, it's my luck. It's my luck. Alright, that's all good. All good, all good, all good. We got 1.1 million. That'll cover at least repairs and our next transit if we need it. And we can start selling off all these burst fires we're going to be recovering as well. God, we're yanking a lot of these things off the battlefield. So, we'll take all of those. .50mm burst fire cannons. X, is this PvP? Nope, just playing against the AI, just doing a little bit of a test. Most of Mechwarrior 5, whenever you watch it, it isn't PvP, it's usually co-op. So, at the moment, mod complexity has meant that I am running with the AI lance mates, but as a general rule, I try to run with human ones. Even with the improved AI, it's still more fun to actually run with human players. Although with the difficulty level with Bog not getting it running, and or having issues getting it running, and Deadmeat having issues with it, I might have to switch this one back to a standard build soon enough. Thankfully, the mod manager for it actually allows that to be reasonably easily done once you've got it set up, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Alright, so what's our repair time? Work orders take 100% longer, so 2 days, that's okay. Raven will take 2 days to put back together. 2 days as well, and last of all, we have our... Oh, the Wolfhound was that? It's going to take 22 days for the fire starter. Alright, fair enough. That's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. Right. So system map, our only next mission is this one, which is a 3-mission operation. So we got a Scorched Earth mission, an objective raid, and an assassination, one after the other. You know, this difficulty level, if this was a 2, if there was 2 missions in this sequence and not 3, I'd take this. Running Storm and Rainstorm as well. That'd be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I don't have the mechs to actually be able to complete it. We wouldn't be able to complete that, I don't think. And the 3 mission contracts we won't have time to repair. So we are going to have to move on to our next location. Five, 8. else have we got? Yeah, we'll head up here and have a look at this demolition contract next. It's only 13 days, 50,000 for the travel. So it's a short trip, and it'll be fast enough for us to get all that messages. Like, you know, the fire starter still won't be completed, but it'll at least be half done. Alright, so just catching up on chat here at the moment. Your fourth pilot would need a good book though. Yep. So which heavy mech will it be this time? Irby's hit with the sledgehammer. Yeah, it's not the firepower. The autocannon on an Irby is good. The biggest issue is it's only got the autocannon, and it just takes forever to get somewhere, and its armor is kind of, you know, made of tinfoil. Yeah, you use them if you have to, and there are situations where, you know, at least if you're following tabletop rules, that they are ideal mechs. But, and they are cute. I do like them. Like, they are just they're actually one of the more sensible mech designs too, if you actually think about it. But, yeah, you don't really want to be stuck with them and then have to face something that's either a long distance away or significantly heavier. Hey, this isn't the Battletech you said you didn't like. Hey, isn't this the Battletech you said you didn't like? Yes, this is Mechwarrior 5. I'm not fond of vanilla Mechwarrior 5. This is the heavily modded Mechwarrior 5. Fully overhauled. But yes, this is my least favourite of all the Mechwarrior games, Mechwarrior 5. I much prefer Mechwarrior 3 and Mechwarrior 4. Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries in particular, although Mechwarrior 4 Vengeance is just as good. But, even if you got it, then you'd have to pay to fix it. Yeah, this is true. But it would be nice to have it, and then I can make the money that would be necessary to move it on. But yeah, you win some, you lose some. Hopefully we'll get the best some. Also, how are your eyes? Oh, that's a loaded question. That's a real loaded question. Although I've been thinking, I've started making a video on it like 3 times and kept cancelling it. Alright, so long story short with my eyes, because I do need to eventually update everybody on this fully anyway. Yeah, long story short, they're fucked, to put it blunt. I got my official classification as being legally blind now. The contacts that I have to wear the contact that I have to wear, for those that are watching that might not be aware, I have an advanced form of Kh0rns, which is, I'll let you just do a quick Google search on it if you want, but basically the cornea of my eye is the wrong shape and it's deforming, and the particular variety of it that I have is rather rare because it starts at onset relatively earlier in my life in comparison to where it would normally start. I started actually suffering the first symptoms of this, not that I recognized it at the time, in my late teens. Keratoconus as a general rule also stops its progression in this sort of the more regular form of it by the time you're about 35. I'm 39 heading towards 40 and it's still in full swing advancement. So it will eventually, it could potentially, be optimistic, it could potentially take all my vision. There is a chance that it won't if it stops. So, anyways, this is where I've been for the last couple of weeks. I needed a bit of a break. I needed to think about a few things because I had some recent eye tests done. The contacts, the rigid RGB, rigid gas permeable contact lenses that I have to wear now that push my cornea into the right shape. The one on the left eye has never worked properly. I can only wear it for small periods of time, so I essentially have not had usage of my left eye for over 10 years. That's just the way it is. I do have a lens for it, and I can put it in after any longer than about 45 minutes to an hour. It starts causing me pain. The few times, actually, if any of you have ever come out and flied on the unprofessionals when I've been doing a long flight in sim on IL2 or DCS, A few people have noted over the years that I tend to get... I sometimes start the night very irritated, and I get really irritated by the end of it. A lot of this is I'm actually in pain. The longer I'm wearing, if I've got the left lens in, which I usually need, the longer I'm wearing it to fly sim, the more it hurts, to the point where it'll start causing me pain the next day, and I'll start getting migraines. So I haven't had usage, like proper usage of my left eye without significant drawbacks in about 10 years. And my vision without it is basically non-existent. So, a couple of weeks ago I had my most recent scans done. So full topography scan and a full checkup on all of my eyes. There is good news and bad news about this. So, bad news, the contact that I'm wearing in my right eye, which is the only one that allows me to do literally anything. The graphic design work I do, this live stream, making the videos you guys like to enjoy, all of it. It is... I've got about 6 months left with that lens. I can't wear it anymore. Not with this this lens. This is I can only wear this type of lens for about another 6 months. Essentially what's happening is the way, and if you look up some Google searches on keratoconus, you'll see how the eye deforms. Basically, my cornea, instead of being shaped like a smooth, cornea, like the lens of your eye, like it should be, it's shaped more like a football. It's deformed. And the way it's supposed to work... Actually, you know what? There might be a better way of doing this. Does anybody mind if we step off Mechwarrior for a moment and I actually do a little bit of a change to the stream here so I can actually explain this a little bit easier? Does anybody have any issues about this? Don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I have no problem explaining it. It's just if you guys, do you want me to explain this, or do you want me to just, shut up and play the game? I'll leave it up to you guys, because if I'm going to do this, I might as well do this properly. And show you a couple of things and explain a couple of things. So, you let me know. I'll wait a second until chat starts doing stuff. Suddenly it gets very, very, very quiet. Alright. Okay, hang on. Where is OBS? What I'm actually going to do, it's easier to explain this to people if I can show you images and I can actually show stuff. Now it just so happens that I happen to have a drawing tablet plugged in at the moment, so I can actually click over and stream the drawing tablet if I put it into a spot where I can use it. And I can actually draw in front of you like it's a piece of paper. Sorry, I'm banging the mic here as I'm moving stuff into position. And I'd like everybody to, whenever I talk about this, and I talk about it, say this again, if any of you are having any kind of visual issues, I don't care how fucking old you are. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be blunt as, and if anybody thinks I'm an arsehole, good. If you have any visual issues, if you have any problems with your eyes, even if it's something you don't think is a major thing, go and get your fucking eyes checked. It shits me every single time anybody says that, oh no, it'll be fine, don't worry about it, or anything like that, or they just put it off. Because a thing to remember with everything I'm about to explain to you, if I had done this earlier, if I had checked this out earlier, it's entirely possible, and by earlier I mean in my teens, early 20s. If I got this diagnosed, it's possible that I could have actually avoided some of this. But I didn't. So this is my life now. Alright, click Studio Paint. Hopefully that'll bring up this. Hope. I'm gonna bring that up. Hopefully this, just give me a second guys, I am trying to change through and get a That's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, we can fix that. Alright, that's not what I'm wanting it to display. So I'm messing around with pictures in pictures. Let's go display 2. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. Let's just drag this over here for the moment and resize it so it actually fits on stream. Clip Studio, yes, one of the things I do a lot of my drawing stuff in. Cool. Alright, so let's just to really make things all awkward for everybody now. Let's get a bit of a picture here. Let's go with that one, that'll do. Alright, so, interruption to the stream for everybody. Alright, so we should be able to see everything here now. Cool. Right. Now, image. We're going to place it? Yes, there we go. Now we got a placement. Cool. Right. Get up a brush. Cool. Yes, apply that. Right. So, these are the lenses. These here. That's going to let me... Okay, that'll work. Those there. These are the lenses. This one here is the one that I currently have. Let's fix that over the top. That is a standard RGB lens. That is a rigid gas permeable contact lens. Now the way these work, iris, standard cornea. So that's the clear bit that's in front of, in the very front of your eye. That's what well, that's what yours should look like. Mine looks more like that, right? Not great. Not supposed to look like that. Clearly, something is a little buggered with that one. That's not how that's supposed to look. So the way these work, they're essentially made out of, I call them Coke bottle plastic. They're actually a special plastic material called Boston, or at least the ones I'm wearing are made of Boston. What they do is they sit on the edges of the eye around the cornea, and they go over the top like so. And they sort of apply pressure and push the cornea back into the correct shape, as well as fill in a little bit of the gaps, so you can see. Because the problem is, well, think of this. You ever done the experiment in high school where you've looked through a prism of glass before? And you've seen how it distorts stuff? Well, imagine looking through a cone of glass. That's what my vision's like pretty much all the time. On top of that, you get light sensitivity, because normally light enters your eye at a fairly level and equal amount right across the board, right? Well, I get less light at the front due to the smaller area, and I get additional light through the extra surface area above and below, or around the entire outside of the cone. So I'm light sensitive, I get halos around everything, all of my vision is distorted all the time, and generally it's pretty fucked up. Even with these lenses in place, I still am light sensitive and I still get light distortion. Alright, now the problem I've got at the moment, and this comes to where I had my most recent scans. The problem that I've got is these lenses, they actually have a limit on how steep they can be. So if you think about the curve of the lens, it's trying to reshape your eye to the shape that it should be, right? But the problem is they can't apply too much pressure to the cone, to your deformed cone. If they do, they start to rub, and that rub can cause scarring, and that's actually what I've got. My right eye is fucked. I unfortunately don't have pictures for it. I'm trying to get pictures for my scans, but the center of my right eye is actually covered in tissue scarring that I've got to look through as well, just to make my vision even more fun. because it's been rubbing, and this is why I only have 6 months left with these lenses. The rubbing is getting so severe that the scarring is going to get to the point where it could potentially cataract. So I only have about a 6-month window remaining on these, with them doing what they're currently doing before they actually start destroying the surface of my eye, to the point where it starts cascading into other major issues. And they can't give me a new one of these lenses because they can't steepen the sides of the lens up to the point where they can relieve pressure on the cone anymore. So these have got to go. And these are the only things that allow me to see. So a bit of bad news there. Now the good news is I'm not completely out on the cold, because what I've got is these lenses, which are relatively new. These are mini screw lenses. As you can see, they're about they're closer to 3 times the size. That's a bad image, they're actually huge. What they do is, this is the front of your eye. There's your cornea, right? These sit all the way out here on the whites of the eye and go straight across the entire front and reform the entire front of your eye. So, does this fix my issue? Well, as I said, it swings and roundabouts. First, because these sit so close and reform your cornea to the shape that it sort of should be, this allows me to see better. This gets my vision to probably 75 to 80%, all going well, of what my vision actually should be. And I just realized the arrow's not really showing up on screen. These lenses here, these ones here, this one here, gets my vision to about 75 to 80% of what it actually should be. These ones, because they're so large, don't. I'm going to see a visual drop in my right eye from what I've got now, so of about 10 to 20%. That's going to be just, that's the deal. That's what these lenses will do. It'll stop the rubbing problems, it'll stop the scarring problems, it'll stop the risk of doing potential future damage, but my visual quality in that eye is going to go down. Hopefully less, potentially more. But it's going to drop one way or another. So that's the bad news. And this is a really one to describe to people. It's imagine fitting yourself for something that's going to improve your health, but simultaneously take away your vision, and you know it's going to happen. Like, it's a visual. I've already had a fitting for these, and I've seen the visual drop. It's kind of fucked, but that's going to happen. There is a good side though. The odd part about these lenses, which are very rarely prescribed, they're relatively new, this seems to be able to bring my left eye back online. So for the first time in 10 years, I might actually be able to have 2 working eyes at the same time without being in excruciating pain. So I'm giving up 10 to 20% of the vision that I've got now in exchange for potentially having 2 functioning eyes. The tests we did with these lenses in my left eye, I could wear them. And funnily enough, because the left eye hasn't been able to wear contacts properly for 10 years, it's got virtually no scarring. None of this rubbing that's been happening on my right eye has actually been happening to the left. I haven't been wearing contact. So my visual quality in the left eye is actually higher than the right eye. So I might get 2 functioning eyes back out of this in exchange for a little bit of visual fidelity on both overall. Which, it's not the best deal, but it's not, it's a bit of a trade-off, but it's a trade-off that I kind of have to make, because otherwise in 6 months time I can't wear these lenses anyway, or the ones that I've got now anyway, in which case I'm fucked. The big change over here, these ones here that I'm wearing now, these are contact lenses. These are not contact lenses. They're visual prosthetics. They have an entirely different classification behind them, which is it's an odd thing to be fit for prosthetics. So yeah, that's a thing. Okay, so that's where I'm at on the visual side, but there is a little bit more to it as well. Somebody used to see and ask in the chat here, can I get a lens replacement? No. There was potentially a procedure that was fairly experimental, but it had been tested and shown to work, that at the very start, end of 2019, early 2020, I was looking at. I actually mentioned it the last time I did a video on this on the channel and spoke about it, called Intacs. Now, what they do with Intacs, again, iris, eye cornea. I'll just make a nipple shape, it's fine. So what Intacs do is, rather than having a contact lens over the top of the eye, they have a very special one made, and they do a small incision and they put one under the surface of the cornea, and then they surgically stretch the cornea over the top of it to regain the shape and stitch it down. That potentially could have corrected my vision. Unfortunately, COVID-19 became a thing. And when COVID-19 became a thing, for 2 years, all non-critical surgeries were cancelled across the entirety of Australia. And by the time they started opening back up again and I got my first test done, this was off the table. My eyes had progressed to the point where this was no longer an option. On top of that, all of the other surgical options were out as well. Corneal cross-linking is another one you might find a mention to that fixed. My progression was way too advanced to ever have that as an option. And the last one was corneal replacement surgery. Corneal replacement surgery is still an option, but it's not going to fix my vision anymore. It's been removed as an option for visual correction. This is kind of shit, actually, and I'll even get you a photo of this as well. Just really get everyone out. Don't worry, it's not going to be a horrible one. Well, it might be a little, but yeah, that's the one I'm after here. Right, so corneal replacement surgery is the one where they completely cut the front of your eye off and replace your entire cornea, right? Now, again, at the start of COVID, that was a potential repair that might have brought some of my vision back, maybe. My condition is advanced to the point where that is no longer an option for repair. Because what happens, what it is now, the reason why it's not off the table, is when your eye starts taking on that shape, it's not like a tumor or something on the eye. Your eye is not building new mass. What's actually happening through here is your eye is stretching and deforming out of shape. When that happens, because it is stretching out, it gets thinner in the curves that it's stretching from, eventually to the point where it could rupture. This is actually part of the reason why I have to change these lenses, because if it keeps running, one of the risks is the rubbing on the eye could potentially cause the weak points in the misshape of the cornea to cause a rupture. So if I have to go through corneal replacement surgery, it's going to look more like this one. Just to really ruin everybody's day. Now what that's going to do is they replace the cornea and prevent the eye from rupturing. What happens is my eye, play transformation. What happens is my eye, not what I'm after, that one. Put that one down there. Have scar tissue right around the outside of it. And remember, I've got to have this done on both eyes. And that scar tissue is essentially going to destroy all of my peripheral vision. It'll reduce my vision just down to a center cone that I'll be able to see through. Everything outside of that cone will be destroyed. My eye won't rupture anymore, but what I see through that cone will still be just as distorted as it is now, because it will still wind up, even though they've replaced the cornea, the way this condition works, I will still wind up with like a bubble at the front of the eye. So on top of having the total loss of peripheral vision, I'll also still have to wear these contacts. And they will not give me anywhere near the amount of vision back that I've even got now. So corneal replacement is now only an option if my eyes are about to explode, because if your eye ruptures, they kind of cut the optic nerve. there's nothing they can do to save the eye if it pops that way. The pieces that are inside the eye, your retina and the rest of the internals of the eye are that sensitive. That kind of a rupture, unless it was to happen inside of a surgical environment where the surgeons could be on it straight away, there is essentially no way to safely recover the eye after that. There's nothing they can do. It's a total loss of the orb. So yeah, I'll turn that one off so we don't discuss the new one anymore. But that's the only surgery option that hasn't been removed, and it's not there as a replacement. So the last thing to add to this that I found out, because I found obviously that these are no longer surgical options, this contact here, the new ones, these mini Mechwarrior ones that are going to cost me some of my visual acuity but might get both of my eyes working again, these are my emergency chute. Because there's no surgical options remaining, there is no other treatment options available, and there is no other technology that can be used at this point in time. These are literally the only thing that remains to me that can give me any of my vision back. And the catch with them is much like these contact lenses, there is a limit to how much the sides of these lenses can be shaped before they can't be fit either. So basically where I'm sitting right now is I have to hope, and there's no way to predict this, there is nothing they can do to influence this. I just have to cross my fingers and hope that my cornea stops progressing before the point that it starts rubbing on the inside of one of these lenses. Because if it doesn't, I can't wear those anymore either, and that's it, game over. And at my current rate of progression, if it doesn't stop, I've got between 5 to 8 at most 10 years of vision left in me. That's my window. I have to hope that somewhere in the next, well, preferably within the next 5 years, my cornea stops progressing. And if it doesn't, they don't fit me for any more of these, and there is no other option after this. There is no other treatment, there's nothing. I don't have another option. So that's the bad news. I'm on the emergency chute now, and there's nothing else after it. So I just have to cross my fingers and hope that this, that it stops, and there's nothing else I can do. So yeah, anyways, that is a bit of a description about where I'm at. That was actually a little bit easier than making a video on it, to be perfectly honest. Although I don't know how many people are going to watch this one, but yeah, that hope that breaks it down for everybody and where I'm at. It's kind of shit, but there's I'll move this tablet out of the way. There's literally nothing I can do at this point in time. I get fit for these new contact lenses. Oh, the other part, Australia's wonderful Medicare system that, you know, free public health care and all that kind of stuff. The mini Mechwarrior lenses are not covered on these at all, so I've got to pay for them out of pocket. So these new lenses that I've got to pay for in the next 6 months are a little over $1,000 a pop, and there's no support for them either. So I've got to find money for that too. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, I'm on the emergency chute. If these should. The catch I've got at the moment, and it's the bit I'm concerned about, and it's part of the reason why I'm changing what I'm doing on the channel as well. These lenses are going to get 2 of my eyes working, but I'm not entirely sure whether or not I'm going to be able to see well enough to fly sim afterwards. Like, I don't know what my combined vision will be once these things are fitted. So there's things that I've been doing on the channel over the last 10 years that I might just not be capable of after this. Like, I'm already borderline now, and I just don't know. I frankly just do not know what happens after this. So yeah, that's it's part of the reason why I'm bringing War Thunder back, to get my flight fix at the moment, because the big red boxes around things makes it easier for me to actually see what's going on. And yeah. So is there some kind of corrective surgery? No, as I said, there's nothing. There is literally nothing on the table that I can do. All I've got is these lenses and a cross my fingers and hope that my eyes stop progressing. As I said, as a general rule, the standard version of keratoconus, it stops progressing in most adult males by 35. I'm 39 and it's still in full swing. It is not even close to stopping yet, to the point where there was a lull and we thought it had stopped. And I was really happy about that. And then it started progressing during COVID, and it's progressing now at a point where I've had a couple of appointments for this, and they've actually been able to measure a shift in the shape of the cone between the appointments, and the appointments were only a few weeks apart. So I don't know what's going to happen. I do not know what is going to happen. So, yeah. This is why I say, as I said at the start of this, go get your fucking eyes checked. Because if this had been diagnosed when I was in my, at the very least, early 20s, and to be fair, I did actually try and get it diagnosed, I just didn't go to good enough doctors for it or good enough optometrists for it. And nobody was able to recognize the condition. I kept had people kept trying to fit me with glasses instead of doing what they needed to do. And by the time somebody actually recognized the condition for what it was already too late. But if I'd caught this in my early 20s, if somebody had actually managed to identify it then, they could have done a thing called corneal cross-linking, which I mentioned earlier on, which is literally I go in for a day procedure, no scalpels, no surgery, they pour... It's a solution, it's like a vitamin E solution into your eyes, and then they blast your eyes with ultraviolet light and essentially sun flash you. And what it does is it artificially hardens the surface of your cornea and it stops it from compressing, and that's it, it's done. You can do that at the early stages. It doesn't work at the later stages. So, look, take it from somebody who's on your emergency shoot, that's on the emergency shoot right now, and is quite possibly looking at, in 5 years' time, I might be blind and there's nothing they can do about it. Like, I might be fitting myself for a walking stick and a seeing eye dog. That's potentially my future, and I don't know whether or not that's going to happen or not. For fuck's sake, go and get your eyes checked. If you've got a little bit of a halo, or you have a little trouble focusing on something, you know, worst case scenario, it's nothing, and you throw like however much, like $100 or whatever it costs to get your eyes checked away, and you know afterwards, well, my eyes are okay. You know, they might fit you with glasses. Oh my god, you might have to wear glasses. I would give my fucking right and left nut for the option to put on a pair of glasses and have my problems go away. Even those big, geeky, fucking bottom of a glass Coke bottle ones, I would take them in a heartbeat. There is nothing else that I wouldn't accept at this point in time to get me out of this hole. If you've got anything that you think is up with your eyes, get them checked. Worst case scenario, it's nothing. Best case scenario, you catch a major condition earlier on that they're able to stop it dead before it turns into the shit show that I've got to deal with every single fucking day. Like, this is... I don't talk about this part much, but every day I open up my eyes and I don't see shit because I can't wear the contacts to bed. I've got to stumble my ass out of bed blind and work my way through my house until I can actually... I talk to my kids about it. It's when Daddy puts his eyes in and I fit my contact lenses so I can actually see what I'm doing. And I'm completely fucking useless until I get that done. That's where I'm at. Don't let yourself get to that. Go get your eyes checked. Fix the fucking problem before it happens. And if you have to wear glasses or something, frankly, be grateful. Sorry to get hard and heavy on that there, but fuck, yeah, that just... Yeah. Medicare is great for that. Covers eye tests, but not glasses. Funnily enough, it covers the RGB contact lenses that I've got at the moment, the rigid gas permeals, the one I'm wearing right now. It's covered. I actually get assistance with paying for those. Otherwise, they're nearly $1,000 each as well. But the mini screw ones are not covered at all. So, and they're fucking expensive. So yeah, got to have private cover for the eyes, otherwise you go up Shit Creek without. Yeah. Thanks for the explanation. Plan for the worst and hope for the best then. Well, yeah, that's basically all I can do now. Well, I sort of already have. I've been fit for these lenses. I've got to find the money to pay for them, but that's my thing to try and work out at the moment. Once I've got the lenses ordered, they get sent through, and I wear them and hope that that's it. And hope that these are the things that I can wear for the rest of my life. The other downside to universal healthcare, universal doctors. Well, look, to be fair on that side, like the specialists that I'm seeing are all covered. Like the actual bills to get my scans and everything done, they're all covered. And the doctors that I'm seeing are nothing short of fantastic. They are like extremely high because of the nature of my condition. There's only actually a couple of people in the entire of Australia that have my particular type of keratoconus. And one of the people that I'm seeing is, well, my main specialist is one of only 3 people inside of Victoria outside of the Melbourne Eye and Ear Hospital in central Melbourne that are actually qualified to see anybody for this, and she happens to be seeing 2, including me, that have this condition. And there's only I've been told by one of my a specialist that I used to see who moved on to another job that the condition is actually rare enough that I am literally 1 in a million. He did not expect that there would be any more than about 35 people in the entirety of Australia that have my particular version of this condition. The standard keratoconus is a lot more common. The particular variant that I've got that is extremely early onset and continues progressing past 35 is very rare. And at the rate of progression that I have and the bursting progression that I have is very rare. $100, it's America, your firstborn and a kidney for an eye checkup. I wouldn't give up my firstborn, but I'd surrender a kidney. Tune into Daddy Mags berating us. Well, not intentionally, just, you know, I've got to deal with this shit, and I wouldn't wish this shit on anybody else. So, yeah, never. There are people in the world that I really, really don't like, and I wouldn't wish this shit on them. It's awful. Anyways, I haven't done shooting in a while, so let's go find something to shoot while I'm talking. Nobody's died recently, so I should probably do something about that. Fire starter refits in 9 days. For people in the UK, FYI, if you work for an hour a day at a computer screen, your company must pay for an eye test and supply glasses if you need them. This is outside the NHS. Get your eyes tested. Yes, thank you for that, Somerset. Yeah, absolutely. If there's any kind of loophole in the system that you can take just to get somebody to have a look over, do it. Do it. Like, every system has to have its loopholes. Wouldn't give up my firstborn for the second. No, I love my kids. I love my kids. I wouldn't do that. Never do that. Putting myself through enough other pain for them at the moment too. The little shits are getting faster, so I've really got to fix up my things. I've been with all the depression from this going on at the moment. I've been trying to fix up the rest of the body. I'm actually up to jogging 10Ks a day, 10 to 12Ks a day now. Rapidly dropping weight off at the moment. I've dropped over 7 kilos in like 3.5, 4 weeks at this point. The weight is falling off me ridiculously quickly. And yeah, so I can keep up with those little shits, because they're getting fast and they're getting hard to catch. And I've got to keep them bluffed until they're at least 18. Once they're 18, there's nothing much I can do about them. But between now and then, Dad has to be a threat. and if Dad's lungs are nearly coming out trying to run across the backyard now, it's not a threat. So yeah, I'm working on things pretty severely at the moment to try and sort that out. I'm gonna keep them bluffed until they're 18. I'm gonna keep them nervous. Alright, Besiege from evading forces on fire. Okay, these are good. Difficulty level 18, 10 days duration. Old Forest. Foggy mission on VonBiomes. This is all looking good. 25% bonus. Why are you giving me a bonus, Merrick? Civilians in time. No, I'm taking the A team. We're going to go for... Yeah, we'll go for 18 in salvage shares, 1 point C-bill payout. Yeah, we'll do that one. We will do that one.
The weather's really kicking up, Commander. Your visibility will be limited out there.
Oh, okay. We have... Apparently we have destroyed weapons on the fire starter. What's missing? What's destroyed? One of them. Re-overhaul a medium laser. Well, what are we going to do? Actually, let's put one of the Martells in the arm. The arms are fairly risky, and we'll put the Magma, 3-point Magma in the center torso. Yeah, that looks good. Start work. Really? 16 days to move a laser. Alright, fine. We won't do that then. Do we have a single pipper around here? We got a Martell. Alright, we'll put the Martell in there. How much will that cost? 8 days. Alright. 8 days to fit a medium laser. Jesus Christ. Ammo container's full. Ammo container's full. Right. What, the timeline advances? Stop. Okay, cool. There we go. Alright, so all mechs are good, and our... It's only really going to worry about the ammunition loads in the in the Ravens for the SRMs. So they're all loaded up and good too. That's insane. I probably couldn't run 1 kilometer. I tell you what, the first couple of days I was doing it, I was struggling. But it's gotten easier and easier rapidly. The further I've been going, the longer I've been going. I've actually got to the point, the first route that I was running around town got too short, and I was struggling to get my heart rate up, so I actually had to extend it, and then I've extended it again. I'm not far off the point at the moment. If I have to push it out any further, I'm going to start lapping the major part of the town that I'm in.
The enemy advance as long as possible.
Ooh,
and then get the hell
we
out
actually
of
have
there.
a genuine night
We will be on
mission here.
standby, waiting for your extraction. Good hunting.
After all the talk out there, the first thing the woman says is visibility will limit a minute out there. Yeah, story of my life.
New target fire starter.
Let's get the fire starter first. Yeah, it's shit like this, honestly, that makes me wish for Cyberpunk to start happening at some point. Wouldn't it be nice just to go in and just bolt 2 UIs in? Yeah, an eye exam be like a grease and an oil change. Guys, keep the fire up on him. What really doesn't like it takes the way that's going, flashing stuff up, the headlights. Turn this off for the moment. We'll be able to run the headlights. I believe this map here is actually based on one of the maps One of the maps from Mechwarrior Online. One of the Tall Trees maps. I think where this one came from. Yeah, so time to start working on the Cybernetic guys. Then, yeah, look, if somebody wants to give Elon Musk a call, he's about the only person I know that's got enough tech under him and enough money. But I'm more than willing to try be the trial subject. If you can get something that'll get regular levels of vision, I'm cool with this idea. Let's give it a shot.
Move to the commander.
Commander, you've got the Ops Force's attention. They are converging on your position. Brace for hostile contact.
Rather know where the hostile contact is.
Target acquired.
Some tanks. Hopefully we'll get that fire starter. If we can pull that fire starter out of salvage, that'd be nice. That's a nice tonnage upgrade there.
Enemy destroyed!
New target, Spider.
Roger, focusing target.
They got another base. Where the hell did he go? Jesus, something. Oh, that was a tree. Cut down this damn forest fire.
You must have really kicked over the beehive here, Commander. More hostiles inbound.
Broad targets engaged.
Get him. Get out of the way. Were mech signatures on the other side of it. Oh, there's one there, and there's
New
two.
target,
Right.
Panther.
Alright, so that'll be where the PPC shot came from before then.
Moving on last target.
Oof.
Recon reports additional forces entering the engagement area, Commander. Be on the lookout for them.
And wasp inside. I'm going to wind up just deforesting this entire area by the time this is done, just so I can get easily back and forth between all these targets. Where is it?
Kill confirmed.
Shit's a quick.
Target
Got him.
destroyed. Target acquired.
Target destroyed.
I'm glad we don't have to worry about destroying the little town that we set up here.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Reconnaissance flights show increased enemy presence in the vicinity. Be on the lookout for further hostiles.
Oh, that's another thing with the mod too. They actually cook off when you destroy some of the vehicles as well. Oh, they will sometimes cook off. It's not always a guarantee. Alright, so we have a fire starter and a Vulcan.
Swarming on the commander.
Ooh,
Target
actually,
is
deal with
tied.
these guys first.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Kilos down.
Target acquired.
There is another helo on the other side.
Target
There
destroyed.
was. It's down now. Cool.
Dynasty unit receiving heavy fire.
Firestarter's taking a fair hammering in through there. Okay, stand aside. Not too concerned with Vulcan. Vulcan's definitely within our ability to take out comfortably. God, he's stuck on the trees. Alright, all our mechs are still looking good.
Fully in file formation, sir.
Alright, Senate also is out. One more good hit, she should be done.
Enemy forces
we go.
continuing to converge on your location. Stay frosty, Commander.
15-15, destroy more enemy fortresses with the additional payout. No, we are going
Moving
to
into formation.
pull it here. We'll take something out if we have to on the way, but it's usually not worth hanging around.
Positioning on you, Commander.
Target acquired.
Scrap that one.
Target acquired.
Boom, we get this one over here. We might pick up a little bit of the bonus on the way out. A couple of vehicles isn't going to hurt.
Target destroyed.
Cool.
Swarming on you.
All units to form up, 400 meters out. And the Firestarter's running much better now. We aren't trying to run around and fight in a world that's on fire. It's much better.
Well done, Commander. Time to collect our pay.
A new starter Mechwarrior with MercTech and everything? Yes, very much so. More tea, please. Thanks again for explaining what's happening with your eyes. Really do hope they stop degrading. Have to head out, but I enjoyed the stream. Alright, Ronan. You've probably already gone, but thank you very much, mate. Try to suggest a timescale slider for MercTech. The repair times are ridiculous. It's like you've got one part-timer left working in the shop. Funnily enough, the repair times on the mechs actually make sense when you consider the main fault of Mechwarrior 5. Well, it's not really a fault of Mechwarrior 5, but the situation that it puts you in. The repair times are probably accurate when you're trying to repair on a Leopard. Leopards are not really designed for long-term habitation. They're a drop ship. They're meant to go from a main ship in orbit, drop onto a planet service, deliver the mechs, come back later, pick the mechs up, bring them back to the ship in orbit. That's how it's used in BattleTech, and that's actually what the Leopard is designed for. You can operate long-term on a Leopard, but the Leopard doesn't really have a lot in the way of repair facilities on board. It's primarily a rapid deployment, small single lance, high speed dropship. That's all it's really for. It's lightly armed, it's quick, it can get in, get stuff down, get out, and be able to deliver mechs under fire. That's the other advantage for the Leopard. It's not as heavy as some of the Spheroid dropships, but in terms of firepower or armor, but it can get in without having to directly take large amounts of extremely large and extremely powerful anti-dropship or anti-aircraft fire. It can slip in underneath them, drop off the mechs and get out. Good for infiltration type stuff. In Mechwarrior 5, this is the only ship you have. You don't have any kind of transport. You don't have anything. And this might be the only Mechwarrior game where that's the case. If you go back all the way to Mechwarrior 2, and it's made explicit in Ghost Bear's Legacy because you actually get it. There is a particular, I forget the type of class that it is, but you are operating on a clan jump ship capable warship. Your drop ship varies depending on mission and whatever asset they happen to bring in, but your home base is actually a full-on warship with jump capability. Same goes Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries that I'm playing at the moment. The little clip in between that shows the large blocky ship going through. That large blocky ship is actually a cargo transport. I forget the classification for it, but it is actually in lore a cargo transport that's been retrofit to carry internal mech bays rather than cargo and maintenance facilities, and you then hire a drop ship to get you from that ship to the surface to complete your missions. At the start of BattleTech, you're stuck in a Leopard, but it's only until you get the Argo. This is the only one where you play with something so small the whole way through, so the repair times, as much as they might be a bit ridiculous, actually makes sense, because you're essentially trying to repair your mech lance with the tooling availability of what would be in the back of the back of a panel van type thing. Hey, is this a new biome? Yes, I'm running the VonBiomes mod at the moment. Mate started going on runs for a while back, now super trim after barely a year when he started. Yeah, it doesn't take long. I'm having weight fall off me at a ridiculous rate at this point in time, to the point my wife has actually asked me to start watching it because she thinks I'm losing weight too quickly. I think I'm making up for 10 years of ruining myself, so it's fine. Do the developers work on the AI, or is this a mod? Massive mod overhaul. I've got a list of the mods, of some of the mods that are down below. I think that's all the important ones. I may have added a couple of extra ones. Should probably pick up some stuff here first. You know, I want the Panther. I want the Panther. I want the Panther. And ballistic, large, heavy bolt. Potential armor. You know, the Vulcan's actually less armored. Can't have it as well. I'll take the SRM6. There we go. Alright, so 2 fire starters and a Panther. That mission was worth it. That was worth it. We're going to have to do some quick repairs, but I don't think we actually lost anything on that one either. So that should be a straightforward, just bolt them all back together, and we should be good to go. We're actually getting a little bit of tonnage floating around in here too, so we'll have to start doing something with that. And there are more missions to do here, so we're going to do at least one more mission before I call this a night. Just quickly checking. No, all intact and good. All intact and good. Yep, yeah, just some armor damage. Nothing major at all. I'm actually really impressed with the attention to detail of this game. The mod's doing most of the work here. Mechwarrior 5 actually misses a lot. Although, having said that, graphically it's fantastic. There's no complaints about the graphics on it at all. I think I remember there was a Battletech book that actually featured dinosaurs. Wouldn't surprise me. The Battletech universe is a little bit weird. There is alien wildlife and stuff that floats around. I have no doubt there is something dinosaur-like that's floating around on one of the planets. There are planets in the inner sphere, or actually probably more in the periphery, that have completely degraded after the sort of the collapse of the inner sphere, back to the point of feudal knights and castles as well. Like there's a lot in the universe because a lot's been destroyed and a lot's been lost, and obviously there's also there's genetic engineering that was taking place at certain times for at the height of the Star League and other parts where stuff has been engineered to try and terraform planets. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there was dinosaur stuff in there. I don't recall it, but it's in there. There's all sorts of weird stuff in the Battletech universe, and it's kind of great. Never read it, but we were joking about it on the old Mechwarrior Living Legends forum. See, this is one of the things I love. I wouldn't joke about it. I think it's great. Just all sorts of weird shit happening in there. It's the degradation of society in Battletech is one of the things that I like the most. After the collapse of the Star League, some planets became so isolated, they were so reliant on outside resources or outside transport that they lost in order to maintain their technology, that as a society they degraded to the point where they had to roll back to, kind of knights on horseback and medieval style living, because it was the actual resources available by the planet itself without outside assistance. That was the highest level of civilization that could be maintained. That's actually a thing. It's great. Is that the sound engine having a stroke? Probably. It is a mod. It does have some issues every now and again. I need a tree umbrella. Sean Bean, sister giving you orders. Extra cash for lumber. I wish. God, I would cut down the entire planet. Have you had the time to give the Mosquito a go yet? No, I don't even have the current expansion for IL2. I just haven't had the money or the time to grab it. So I haven't got any of the new birds. I'm still stuck on the old one. I do need to pick it up at some point. It just hasn't been a thing. It's been lower on my priority lists recently for reasons. It's definitely recommended to be on the MercTech Discord to get this mod running properly. I'm not on there. I managed to work it out myself. If you read the instructions carefully, it's pretty straightforward. It does take a little bit of logical working out. The biggest issue is getting the mod order correctly. It helps if you get the mod loader, so you can actually manually set the mod order and get it right. Took me a little bit of messing around and trialing, but I've got it all functioning now with all the variations on. I've got the Hellfire and Brimstone mods, the Cockpit Glass mods, the sound mods, VonBiomes ordered in. I've got the extra mechs. I've got the clan mechs installed on all the time. I've got all the bullshit installed on. Just a little bit of fiddling, but I don't mind fiddling with mods, so. I had some trouble with invisible wasps and stingers. Yeah, if you get the mod order wrong, that'll happen. Actually, I think that was what my problem was when we were doing the live streams a little while ago on the other mod set, where I was not seeing things that everybody else was seeing. I did have my mod order right, but I think I did something that caused the mod order to go out of whack, and that's what was happening. Everybody else was seeing the the massive anti-mech turrets, and I wasn't wondering why my mech was falling apart. I mean, geographically, like the trees being sliced by your lasers, and the way the lasers actually behave, as well as a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, most of this is taken straight from Mechwarrior Online. Mechwarrior 5 is essentially Mechwarrior Online given a story in a campaign mode. It sounds a bit like 40k. Kinda. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of... because 40k did take some experience over the years, and BattleTech is actually older. I wouldn't be surprised if a little bit of 40k did take some inspiration from some of the early lore that was written for BattleTech. And that's not a bad thing. I don't actually have problems with it trading around, and I like 40k as well. Not so fond of Games Workshop recently, but I do like the universe and the IP. They've got a shitload of really good-looking games coming out soon, too. Alright, so they're all set up to go. We should probably get another mission underway while I'm talking shit. What have we got? Disarm the dissidents. Refuse a rival. We got a garrison city targeting House Marek. I don't really want to target House Marek, but at this point I'll also take whatever cash I can get. Disarm the dissidents. A local militia force has taken the law in its own hands and is terrorizing the people. Law enforcement, during their attempts to control the situation on the ground, have discovered that the Duchy of Andorran forces are supporting their efforts with supplies. Destroy the hidden depot and bring the militia to its knees. Difficulty 30, Scorched Earth. Alright, we'll go with that. You need the mod loader, but the mod loader on Nexus is pretty trash, and the Discord has recommended load orders to get a better load order. Yeah, I've got the load order on the mod loader on Nexus, and I didn't have any real problems with it. It did the job right. There might be a better one, but that's the one that I'm using at the moment. And the load order... The load order, the mod loader, and the mods themselves kind of spell out where they need to be. It's just you've got to spend a bit of time reading to see where they're supposed to go. It actually does... You can just obviously probably find a spot that actually has the load order already sorted out for you, but on the individual mods, it's pretty straightforward. You can... It took me a couple of hours, tops, to get it all working fine. But yeah, obviously, if you want to get it running and get it done easier, yeah, jump over on the Discord and pull up their stuff. Which do you think is the best Mechwarrior game, mods and all? Mechwarrior 3. Mechwarrior 3 is the best, and it's a toss-up between Mechwarrior 4 Vengeance and Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries on which one would be second. My soft spot is always going to be for Mechwarrior 2, because that's where I started. Mechwarrior 2 and Ghostbear's Legacy. But yeah, Mechwarrior 3 is the best. Micropose basically wrote the rulebook on how to design a good mech game and how to do it right, and they did it by treating Mechwarrior like a simulation rather than an arcade game, and the result was fantastic. And despite having a game sitting there that essentially spells out what you need to do in order to make a good mech game, nobody has managed to repeat it. It blows my mind that nobody has managed to repeat it. Mechwarrior 4 Black Knight. Well, that's just the expansion pack for Vengeance. So I would include the expansion packs in there, yes. So yeah, Mechwarrior 4 Black Knight is Mechwarrior 4 Vengeance expansion pack, and then there was Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries. Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries, funnily enough, takes a slight downgrade in the graphics. I think Vengeance's graphics are a little bit better, but it is a little bit more stable, and it does run a little bit better and generally has some larger map sizes and a little bit more variance to it as well. And it's a mercenary title as well, and I love playing mercenaries.
Destabilize the opposition's grip on this region. Something our
Hello,
benefactors
Squirrel Lords
are
Gaming.
willing to spend a great deal of sea bills to see done.
So I probably need to dump money in the next one. Hopefully we get something relatively heavy out of this one for the salvage. The next mission I really need to stump a load of money in. We do have some
Target acquired.
Phoenix Hawk.
Battle mech.
Phoenix Hawk. Alright. We do actually have some tonnage floating around. We need enough money to be able to fix it. Let's get the Stinger out of the way.
Target acquired.
That shield's reactor is about to explode.
Jump jet fuel low.
First target, get rid of the large laser.
Reactor unit squad taking heavy damage.
Damn it.
Mech destroyed.
Oh, I have to find somewhere to park and pull that off. There's something else out there that's heavy too.
Copy.
Focus
We're
here
on
for
it,
Mech
sir.
guys while I shut this down and let it cool for a second. Yeah. But that's part of one of the mobs that I've got on there at the moment. The bullet scars and the marks of the glass. Which why that wasn't a thing as a default back no idea. Once again, modders save the day. Do love me modders. Support your modders if you can.
Target acquired.
Scorpion to the rear. Now what are you? God, it's the Jaeger. Right.
Focus target updated.
Focus the Jaeger. I'm going to have to try and circle around it. Well, I did want something heavier that I might be able to recover. Don't. Take it. Raven, you idiot. One arm. They got the other arm off it. Good. There's a Raven looking. Actually, it's not too bad. Let's take up one of your legs. I want to make you a little bit cheaper to recover. And it costs too much at the moment, I reckon. There you go, one leg off. Pop one of those forks would be nice.
That kill was mine.
Alright, hopefully that shows up in the salvage queue, and that should be relatively cheap to recover.
Target acquired.
If you find the acquisition, just walk up to it in order to pick it up.
Cool. We have some stuff
That's
over here
close
to grab.
enough. Ready to start pickup operation.
Salvage
Package
recovered.
acquired.
Target destroyed.
That mana core.
Scrap that one.
Target destroyed.
Mercenary scum. Turn around or we'll send you back to your monsters in a box.
We're making progress, but still have a long way to go. Keep at it, everyone. Our target is now marked. Go get him. I'm showing heavy damage to a number of the facility structures. We appear to be about halfway there.
They just slacked down
As
radio
much as I
tower.
can to save the
This area is on
Watch
its last
your
legs,
fire,
Commander.
Jesus
Just one final
Christ.
push, and then we can all go home.
healer directly above us
Once
at the
you've
moment.
found the targeted asset, move up to it, and we'll begin the recovery procedure.
Oh, now.
Target acquired.
Engaging commander's target.
5% remaining.
The facility's gone cold. All power
Good.
signature's gone. No one's going to be able to utilize this complex for quite a bit.
Pull
Time
off.
to get out of here, Commander.
Engage.
Offline.
Oh shit. Right, just don't notice me.
I've lost components.
I don't think you're going to have the shares for the Jaeger. Well, I'm hoping pulling it apart to that level is going to reduce the share cost. Get this one first.
Target acquired.
Guns up.
Target destroyed.
That's one down.
Critical.
Target acquired.
We got you, boss.
Second fire starter. That's done.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Alright, incoming Vindy.
Coordinating our attack.
Got a Wetworth coming in as well. Mechs is still looking good and we have the option to bail out if we need to. So exit is right there. So I'm going to take the Vindy on as well. Ouch. Dropping stand on that go rag. Vindy's down.
Target acquired.
Commander's target. Now.
And on you, get you out of the line. And we'll circle around and see if we can get them back.
Target acquired.
Shit.
Target destroyed.
Jesus.
Target acquired. Keep critical. Target destroyed.
Oh, alright, we have to shut down after that. I wasn't expecting those. Come on, cool down, cool down, cool down. Alright, that's cool enough. Come on, I want you to go. Oh,
Target acquired.
oh shit, no.
Tango down.
Tango's down, cool, I'm getting in the circle.
Welcome back, Commander. Stand by for
Oh,
extraction.
that would have been, yeah, we'd never be able to recover it. That's a sway back too. Oh, that would be nice to have in the collection, but I'm not taking on a sway back. The sway back, for those who don't know, the Hunchback has 3 visual variations. You've got the Hunchback, which has the large box on its right-hand shoulder that usually carries an AC-10 or an AC-20 in it. You've got the Laserback, which has the same box, but that's actually replaced by a whole array of medium lasers. And then you've got the swayback. The swayback hasn't got the box, but the swayback is essentially a mini Archer. It's a hunchback, and its left and right hand torsos are all LRMs or SRMs. If you get your hands on a swayback, you fit it out with SRMs, and it has the biggest alpha at 55 you can have. Just point all the SRMs at the target, click the button, and watch them go away. It's amazing, but you don't want it to be attacking you when you're in low armor. It will ruin your day. Alright, so how are we going? The Whipworth was recovered. Stinger was recovered. Phoenix Hawk was recovered. Vindy was recovered. And the Urban Mech was recovered. We didn't get the crack at the Jaeger Mech, even after pulling it apart. Thing is, I don't really want to recover the Phoenix Hawk because I don't like them. RM 10. 150. India would be nice. Although, the Phoenix Hawk will cost less to repair. It was recovered mostly intact. Yeah, we'll grab the Irby as well, just because we get another mech we can sell off, and that leaves us with 1 point left. We might take the LRM. Yeah, we'll grab the LRM 10. I don't think we've got any LRMs in our collection, so that would be nice to have floating around. Alright. And I think that is really the end of the missions there, unless we do the one against House Marek. Cool, repair. Repair. No losses as well. Yeah, we come out of that one, despite the extra combat there at the end. We come out of that one pretty much free, so that works. Yeah, we've got a couple of fire starters in storage. We've got the Panther in storage. We've now got a Phoenix Hawk, which will be in. Hey, did I just do a stupid? I shoot the Eager engine pods. The Stinger 3 GBs have double cooling for the engines. You can swap them out for a single, sell it off, and put the double cooling into any other mech if you have the double heat sinks for it. That's interesting. I didn't know that was an option. Alright, I'll have to keep an eye out for those then. You may have done a stupid. Yeah, I think I did a stupid. I'm sure I had the Phoenix Hawk selected then. Huh. I'm not sure what happened then. I'm positive I had the Phoenix Hawk selected then. Yeah, Phoenix Hawk. I'm not sure what's going on there. Reload your mission complete. Kind of can't. It saves when the mission's actually done and you're out. I'm running this in Iron Man mode, so there is no going back. I'm positive that had that selected then, so that's going to be interested on the replay to see whether or not that deselected. I don't think I deselected that though. All right. Anyways, those are ordered up for repair. Timeline. Looking at 4 days, so I'll quickly advance those through. Alright, system map. So we got refuge and rubble. So it's a garrison duty mission. Important political refugees seeking our protection. We've learned that House Marek forces have found where they're hiding and are on their way. Get there as soon as possible and hold them off. Our recovery team will be right behind you. So we've just got to run into the area and kill everything that moves before getting the hell out. So fair enough. Right, salvage shares. Need to make sure we've got the mission money ticking up though, because we're going to have to move planets after this one. So yeah, 1 into C-bill payout to bring us up to 796, and the rest up for 12 salvage shares, and hopefully we can drag some stuff out of it. And it sometimes bugs like this and doesn't actually salvage. Yeah, I suspect that's probably what's just happened, because I'm nearly 100% positive that was selected when I hit the button. So means I just got robbed of a Phoenix Hawk. I'm not that heartbroken, to be honest. I was only taking it because it was going to take less to repair. It's more that I suppose I could have taken the Vulcan, or no, not the Vulcan, the Vindy. And I didn't get a Vindy, so yeah, it is what it is. All right, so all pilots are good. Gunner here needs a break. We're going to cycle him out for.
Hope these accurator tweaks work out.
You can jump in. Alright, so all pilots are good. All mechs are loaded. Ammunition. 100%. 100%. And yeah, these two don't have ammo, so their ammo containers are always full. Cool. We'll ready them up. We'll get going. Just check the replay. Yes, you did. See if it has the LRM-10 in your storage.
Local militia has been holding out, attempting to defend their system's hydroponic facilities. They are in need of relief. Link up and defend the installation from any hostiles in the surrounding area.
Right. Too many mechs in the mech bay? If too many mechs are in the mech bay, the mechs get put into cold storage. That's where the Phoenix Hawk should have shown up. But it did not. So that is odd.
I've got you on visual, Commander. You're a sight for sore eyes, I tell you. Everyone here can't thank you enough for helping us out. We're on our last legs, so we really appreciate the assist.
Looks like we made it here just in time, Commander.
Alright,
Hostile forces just crossed the perimeter, Commander. They're heading your way.
Big base out above. Alright, so we need to not destroy the base. They're actually paying us to not destroy the base, or at least, you know, not to drop the base below 40%. You be the first one to get into line of sight.
Visual
go.
ground armor.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Shit.
You must have really kicked over the beehive here, Commander. More hostiles inbound.
Oh shit. Alright, that's a crab coming in.
Enemies headed our way.
Second
It's
wave.
showtime.
3 mechs plus helicopter support, and one of them's a crab. Actually, just thinking about it, I probably should put more in
Target
salvage.
acquired. New target fleet.
I kind of want that. Probably deal with the crab first.
Last one's us on that target.
Focus the crab. I'm not going to chase the flea around. Focus the crab. Come on, yep, that's right. Present them the rear. Give it to me.
Taking heavy damage.
Got into his internals at the very least. His back arm is open. Does that work? Crab's being explored. Give me a shot. Ah! Guns were on cycle right as he presented the back of me. There we go. Alright.
Copy, Commander. Lance target confirmed.
Additional contacts just crossed the perimeter, Commander. Expect company soon.
Hostile
What he's dealt with?
down. Lance attack confirmed.
Vulcan.
Offline.
And we've got a
I've got
second wave
visual
of
on
mechs coming
smoke
in.
coming from the storage complex.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So this is another thing I would have liked in Mechwarrior 5. Actually having some operational screens, so you can have maybe a functioning temperature gauge inside of the mech that you can look at for when you shut down and the HUD's disabled. That would be really cool and useful. Yeah, maybe for considering the technology on some of these mechs and the loss of technology in the Fanatical universe, an old style Steam game would be great. It would be so appropriate. Phoenix Hall. Stay on target with the Vulcan
Damage
first.
to the facilities is minor at the moment, Commander. But we cannot allow such damage to cascade. Do what you can to draw the enemies away from here.
Shared target
no.
engaged.
Focus the Phoenix Hall.
Copy on shared target.
I'll get the Stinger and get it off our 6.
Heat critical.
Damn it. Cooking again.
They destroyed one of my components.
God, how many hits are you going to take?
System offline.
There's the overheat. Come on. Yeah, no, HUD. No, yep. We got HUD issues because we're still overheated.
System offline.
Manual shutdown. Hopefully they can hold this together for a little bit longer. 65% on the garrison. We're at 7 of 17. This is base is getting destroyed too much. 64. Come on. Alright, that's better. This little tow rag and get him out of here. That one went down easier.
Looks like you've got their attention. I'm showing multiple hostiles incoming on your position.
Shared target. Here we go.
Phoenix Hawks is down.
I just destroyed that mech.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Kill confirmed.
Target
What?
destroyed.
Release helos. Another one down. Tank
Target
low.
acquired.
Get the tank that's further away first so we don't have to run back out here to finish it off. actually, there's only 2 left, so this might be it.
Target destroyed.
16.
Target acquired.
Moving on last target.
Aha! Alright, we might have actually got that one done. Damage seems to be pretty good across the entire
storage
land,
facility has
actually.
just been destroyed.
Somebody did lose something, though. Yeah, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming.
Target
There we go.
destroyed.
Well done, Commander. The area is secure.
Alright. Now let's see if we can actually drag any salvage out of this one. We didn't have a lot of points in this, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to pull much out. Right, so actually Phoenix Hawk's on the table for 10 here. Stinger 3G, single cooling on the engine. Vulcan, cooling single. Yeah, we're not grabbing the fleet. Alright, we'll take another swing and see whether or not we can actually get the Phoenix Hawk this time. Although Marek's not going to like that we're stealing one of theirs, but nah, that's not my problem. We'll grab the medium lasers because we're running out of a few of those, and I'll grab that SRM6 because I'm hopefully going to be using them later on. 3 selected, 12 to 12, confirm. Phoenix Hawk is selected this time. Yeah, it's a Stinger 3GB that has the double hits. Okay, cool. I'll keep an eye on that one. I didn't even realize that was a thing. But yeah, if we can get our hands on some double heat sinks, that would be fantastic. Actually, some armor upgrades would be useful as well right about now. Fortunately, we're not getting a really good start to this one, especially with that wipe earlier on. So money-wise, we're running behind where I'd like to be, because about now is where I would start trying to find something to the rarer side. Build something like the Kh0rns that I've got in my my other save. But we don't have one of those just yet. Alright, so from this point, we are going to have to sell some stuff off. I believe that is a rare assassin, but we'll have to find out. Yeah, we'll jump out. Yeah, 5th of December, 3035, we'll arrive. And this is where we'll do our overhaul of what's left and start having a look. So again, guys, the stream's running smoothly, no major drops or anything at all. That was the major point for tonight. Everything's running well. Check for the SRM and the mech. Yeah, I should check for that as well. It should be in cold storage. Yes, we've got the mech this time. Alright, we got the mech. Now, equipment. Yeah, we did not receive the LRM-10, so we mustn't have got any of the salvage from that last mission. Or the mission before. So we should have an LRM-10 in stock. So yeah, we got jibbed all of the salvage from that mission. Thumbs up on the stream quality. Cool. Alright, so all I've got to do is get the rest of the Battletech streams released. And then I can start streaming. This is working fine then. I'll start streaming Battletech direct to the YouTube channel from now on. Which should be a bit better. It'll be good to get back to that. And I might even take a crack at streaming Skyrim tomorrow night. Although that one I'm still going to record independently because some of, well, you guys saw in the previous stream, going through grass is not great. The low bit rates do not like some of the stuff like Grass. It just doesn't work particularly well. So I may still stream Skyrim, but I'll record it independently and potentially upload it after at a higher quality to try and fix up some of the visual stuff. But otherwise, yeah, I think we're thumbs up here to bring everything over. Alright, so we have a rare crab. 6 million. Double, ooh, it's got double heat sinks. Verifibrous armor. Medium, small, ER large, ER large. That would be a really nice piece of kit. That would be a really nice piece of kit if we had the 6 million for it. Basic optics, double heatsink, double cooling. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that one if we could get our hands on it. But first things first, now we're actually in here. Which ones are we going to repair and which ones are we going to not? I think the Panther here is definitely getting a fix. Pick this one up to details. Got it all repaired. Surprisingly, this one's in pretty good nick. Nothing's been destroyed. Lord's Light PPC is still fully functional. It's not damaged or destroyed at all. I don't like the SRM ammo being there. I can't move the jump jets into... Alright. What we'll do, we'll pull 2 of the jump jets off, move the SRM ammo into the leg, and load it up fully. So 498 missiles on board. That feeds that one. That clears us up a ton. 2 tons. 3 tons. Yeah, we'll pull the SRM4. And fit an SRM6. Yeah, that works. That works. We sacrifice the sacrifice a little bit of jump capability, and in exchange up the SRM load. PPCs are on board. I'm reasonably happy with that. Yeah, 14. The armor loadout is a little lighter than I would like, but I will go with it for the moment. So 16 days to complete that one. Right, now we need to put a couple more together here. So we need to reconfigure one of our fire starters to do exactly the same way. Which one's going to be... This one's probably going to be cheaper. There's more of it that's intact. Alright, load out. So let's repair this one. Repair the gyro. Alright, so the flame is destroyed. Medium laser. We got the medium laser on this side. We're pulling the flamer. Pulling the center mount flamers. Pulling the MGs and the MG ammo. Right, so jump jets. I'm actually going to pull one out there. We're going to lighten this one up a little bit on the jump jets. Let's go to 4. Second pair of heat sinks. And I believe we had one in the head. Now, go to medium lasers. God, they're all over the place. 2 Diplins. It's 1 in each of the arm. We've got the series arms on this side. That brings us up to 33. I could fit 2 more to this. What? Let's strip it down to just 2. You know what? Let's pull the jump jets completely off this one. Screw the jump jets. Kind of messing up our brands here a little bit. God, this is going to be a hot box if I do it this way. No, it's going to be too hot. Right, let's start maxing up the armor. Let's go 20 on each. 32, 32. Let's go 44 on the front. How are we looking? Right, 21 and 21 brings us up to 32. Right, let's fit smalls. Small pulse. Yeah, I'll take the list. I don't use smalls very often, so we'll put 2 pips on each. Brings us up to 33. And then we'll put extra cooling in. Alright, so 4 mediums, 2 small lasers, running 6 heat sinks. We sacrifice our jump jets for the extra cooling and armor. That might actually be a really good one. 60 days to overhaul that one. Alright, I'll take it. That's fine. Now, those 2 are repaired. We are going to sell that fire starter. Sell that one. That's $500,000. We'll sell the Stinger. 400,000. The Irby can go. Sell that Irby as well. If it will let us. Nope. Put it out there. Now we can sell it. Cool. We'll pull the Phoenix Hawk out. Now, we'll fix this one up as well. Repair and repair. So, the large laser and medium laser survived on this one, as did the MG. Medium laser on the other side. So, actually, for the most part, now I look at it, this thing's basically intact. You bolt the arm. Obviously, we managed to scrape all the bits of it off the battlefield, and everything that was inside of them wasn't broken. So it's really load it full of rounds of ammo for the machine guns, and that's it. We've got a pretty much standard config Phoenix Hawk that we don't have to worry about too much. I have absolutely no idea how that thing wasn't more shattered, but apparently not. I'm not going to complain. That should be 17 days to put a Phoenix Hawk back together. We are definitely going to have to change the paint job though. What are we going to do? Let's do digital, apply all, and there we go. And I have no idea why I'm getting achievements. I've done all this before. Now that leaves us at 6-1. And our crab here is 6-7. Unfortunately, we've got some more mechs we could potentially sell off. In fact, we've got some more mechs here. Oh, actually, no, we should, I think. Yeah, we'll sell off the B model. What's it after? 35 tons, and I hate spiders. I'm not going to use the spiders. Oh yes, that works. That works. Mech market. We are buying that one. Thank you very much. That leaves us at 3.4, and I have the crab. Right. Oh, there we go. So loadout on this one, main reason why I wanted it, what we have here, double heat sinks. Double heat sinks, and we've got ferrofibrous armor, which takes up a little bit of extra space inside of the mech, but this is good. Now, while we're at it, we've got 2 of those. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to yank these out. We actually have 2 3-pip. Sorry, now we have 1 3-pip. Now we got a 2-pip Martel. Alright, we'll put that one back in then. There's a Thunderbolt we could fit. What have we got in the way of mediums I could put in? Yeah, we'll put Magma in instead. 3-pip. Small laser. Almost like we're a point of armor. Oh, it must just picky. Diverse optics. What have we got in the way of small lasers that we can fit? Nothing really. Nothing really. Okay. That's alright. I'm willing to go with that. Double heat sinks on everything. We'll start the work on that one. And that's probably what I'll drive out the next time I stream this. Mags has crabs. Hey, I love the crabs. I love the crabs. The Battletech universe is the only universe where getting crabs is a good thing. Then you have the king crabs. Even better. Somebody's going to clip that, aren't they? Yep, move ammo to legs. BC Canada, stream great, no problems. Better move the DHS from the arms to the sides. Actually, that's a good point. To move it later. Actually, no, I'll move it now. I just have to cancel it. I didn't even think of that. At least get the double heat sinks into the torso. Although it's tempting to almost pull Actually, no, we won't worry. Yeah, no, we will. We're going to put it in something. We'll put it in. Now, I'll keep the diverse line up here. I have to keep an eye out for more of those. Either that or we're going to have to start using the crafting bench to actually upgrade some of our lasers. Alright, so EL large, that's all set. We'll go with that. Make sure everything is out. Yes, all the double heatsinks are in. It's almost tempting. If this thing doesn't overheat that badly, after the next mission, what I'll do is yank at least 2 of the double heatsinks out and find other places for them. And we'll just run on 4 double heatsinks. It's got double cooling on the engine as well. This thing should run like ice, even when you're running it in the middle of a fire. Such a good looking mech too. Scrap or repair the broken weapons. Yeah, I'll probably go through that on the next stream or in between. Start yanking them apart for the spare parts, so we can start upgrading or repairing at least some of what we've got. Camo crab crew. Yeah, there's not a lot of good paint jobs in this one, unfortunately. This is another thing I've said. I would love if this game had an actual painting tool, so you could do custom liveries, rather than just sort of having a preset bunch of camos that you can just select 3 different colors in, and that's all you've got. Actually, give it a full painting tool. Like, this is a thing that can be done now. I would like to have seen that. I think they should also have the ability to essentially, without modding the game, be able to put your own logos on mechs. It's, not to use its current year, but it is 2022. Virtually everybody is on social media now. Virtually everybody has like an account for accessing YouTube, or there's very few people that are gamers that don't. And if you look at them, the majority of them have some kind of logo that they use to represent themselves. It's a pretty common sense thought at this point in time to have the ability, at the very least in single player. I can understand restricting it in multiplayer, but at the very least in single player or co-op, having the option to apply your own logos, because most of us have one from social media. Something that we would like to put on things, and just have it, like a standard nose art put in. Yeah, definitely need nose art. Well, that would be a thing. If you had a painting tool and you wanted to, you could sit back and paint a nose art on your mechs. I definitely would. I would put nose art on all my mechs. All my mechs would have custom art. But, yeah, these are just little things that I think should be in the BattleTech universe, because it is reflective of the real one. Of the real one, of the lore that exists for the BattleTech universe. This was the kind of thing that mercenary pilots and Mechwarriors did. Their mechs were heavily customized visually. Lots of pretty outrageous paint jobs, nose art, kill markers, the works. Down to actually putting on certain accessories. The Northwind Highlanders being the best one, and I've mentioned this more than once on streams in the past, but it's just fantastic. Dressing their Highlander mechs in mech-sized kilts when they're going into battle. So you have a 95-ton Highlander assault mech wearing a kilt, and the Highlanders' method of jamming radio as they go into battle is to access all radio frequencies and play bagpipe music down all of them. Every channel, every frequency, all at the same time, essentially shutting down your enemy's ability to communicate, because all they can hear is bagpipes. I love the BattleTech universe. Alright guys, at this point in time, it's 3:42 in the morning, so this is actually, I started a bit late, and it ran a bit late, because it took me a little bit to get this one set up, but we appear to actually have a working YouTube stream now, so I will be transferring most of my streaming over to YouTube. Let me know in the comments under this one. I'm just going to leave this stream up so it'll just appear as a video now. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more of this. I can even potentially see if some of the guys want to get their mods sorted out. I might even release my mod listings for it, so we can potentially have some people come and join. But let me know if you want me to keep doing this one. Otherwise, now I know the stream's actually working. We'll look at Skyrim probably next, and then BattleTech will get going again. I've just got to get the rest of the BattleTech, the BattleTech VODs from Twitch released over here on YouTube before I can start streaming BattleTech again, and we'll actually be able to get things back under full swing without having to worry about the insanity that Twitch is actually pulling at the moment, because, yeah, they're getting nuts. So I'll move everything over here. Anyways, guys, I'll just go through the last, make sure nothing else has really popped up. I feel like they might want to improve the co-op setup a bit before worrying about paint, considering you can't get your take your mechs with you to other players' games. Well, no, I actually have no problems with that. I think the co-op setup is perfectly fine as it is. You're not taking your mercenary company into somebody else's game. You're taking over pilots inside of their game. So it's with their mechs. And if they come into your game, they take over and pilot for your mechs. That makes complete sense with the way this plays out. Because you are all playing as the same company, not multiple companies. If there was a large-scale multiplayer mode, yeah, then in that case, you would probably want, you'd definitely want to be able to bring your mechs in. But in that case, you would need multiple mech deployments, so you'd be looking at a lance per person. What would be really nice would be the ability to do both. So have co-op play within a lance, but a multiplayer option to do missions where you're deploying multiple lances. So you can potentially have, 4 is a standard lance, so 8, 12, 16 players completing a very large, complicated, and over-the-top mission where you have basically 4 players are running 4 games, and then their pilots are either AI or co-op players that are taking over mechs under theirs to get up to your full count. That would be really cool. It'd be complicated to set up, and pings and latency might be a little bit of an issue, but that would be really cool if they could make that work. The kilt must weigh a ton at least. Well, to be fair, it doesn't stay on the mechs all that long. Once they get into battlefield and there's plasma lasers and all that kind of stuff splashing all over the place, they tend to burn off very quickly, but yeah, I imagine they're not light. Fair enough, wasn't clear on the setup for this game, but I'd heard things. Yeah, well, that's how it works. It's like if I was to open a co-op game to everybody here now, and was to get 3 people that had the same mods list in, so they could obviously join me, you don't bring your stuff into my game. You come in and you take over the AI positions in my game, and you start driving my mechs. So we run the same lance that we're running now. It's just we get to talk to one another, and we're all playing through my campaign, which is, it's actually kind of cool. The co-op side of things is actually something I'm genuinely impressed with. They did a really good job with it. Alright guys, I'm going to bring this one to a close now. I need to go to bed. Good night. Sweet dreams to everybody who's been staying up late, and I will catch you in the next stream or in the next video. Catch you later, guys.